Hey everybody, it's Zach. Welcome back to the annual chill stream, guys. I'm gonna wait for a couple of people to get in here. As you can see, this is totally a different time than usually we've done chill streams before. Usually I have them at 3, but I thought I'd do something different. So definitely let me know how you guys like it, like the 6 o'clock time. Definitely let me know, because I am really curious to know what you guys have to say about that. We have a couple of videos to watch today. Mainly, a lot of it is Spider-Man 2 related videos. Also, today they dropped a new TV spot. I guess they dropped a TV spot for Loki season 2, which I mean, if you guys haven't watched it, I will definitely watch it again. Definitely let me know, because they did drop a TV spot for it. I think this was the first TV spot they've dropped for Loki season 2 so far. So if you guys are interested in wanting to watch that, we could totally do that too. They dropped like a Hands of Time teaser, but that was a teaser that they did. This is like the TV spot right here. By Everything Always was able to get it, and it's a TV spot, so we can watch that. I have yet to watch it. I've watched the Hands of All Time teaser trailer. I've watched that, but I have not watched the Loki season 2 new TV spot footage, or I guess episode 1 new footage TV spot, which we could watch that first, because I'm actually really curious, and anything Loki, as you guys know, I'm super excited for Loki season 2, so we can actually watch that first. Yeah, okay, I think it's connected. I just want to make sure we are connected and we are good. Let me know if you guys can hear me well. Let me go here. All right, we're gonna watch this first. I think we're good on volume. I'm gonna turn it probably right to here, because I don't want to blasting in your guys' ears. So let me know how it sounds. It should sound good, but let me know. All right, let's get into it right now.
I've been pulled through time.
It's freaking me out.
I thought you said it didn't look that bad.
I was lying. It's terrible.
On October 5th.
You've got about an hour. You've got about 5 minutes.
Loki returns.
What's the plan?
Don't overthink it.
In an all-new season.
Oh,
I'm fine.
Loki season 2.
the budget looks so good.
October 5th.
Oh man, that one scene where he jumps out of the TVA, goes in the taxi, that was in the description that people saw. I can't remember where it was. I think that was the description that people saw when they watched the first episode, because I think people saw the first episode already, if I'm correct. Or new footage, and that was the footage that, people were describing. But that's really, really cool that we saw that. That's really, really sick. I'm going to actually try to find a better version of that. So let's actually look up Loki season 2. Let's see if we can find a better version, because that was kind of grainy, if I do say so myself. This might be it right here. Then again, I'm not quite sure. Is this it? No, I don't think that's it. Oh man, I think that's the only one we really got, because I've seen this. Oh, we can watch this and see if this is it.
This is gonna sound strange.
Definitely not, but we get to see Kang's, the first time, our first kind of close look at Kang's statue. So this definitely is not it. Okay. I don't know if we're going to find a better version than what we found, because sometimes it's very hard to find those TV spots. But that's really, really cool, though. Loki Season 2 final trailer, Episode 1, new footage TV spot. Okay. What's up, Zach? Oh, what's up, Diego? How's it going? I'm doing good. How are you? Super excited for Loki Season 2. Can't stop talking about that. I'm super geeked. Alright, I think that was pretty much the only one we're going to be able to find, if I'm being honest, because, yeah, we've seen that. Let's actually look at some videos I have saved in the chill stream playlist. We're actually going to check that out, because there were some Loki Season 2 videos I wanted to check out in there. I see we got 3 people in here. Guys, welcome to the chill stream. As you can see, I changed the time. It's no longer really going to be at 3 anymore, because I thought 6 o'clock would probably be a better time for a lot of people getting off of work and stuff like that. Usually people start going to work at 3 o'clock, and sometimes people get done around 6 or 7. So we're gonna be live for quite a while. So if you're at work right now and you can't catch it, you'll probably be done with work by the time we're done, depending on if you started earlier or not. So let me know if the 6 o'clock time is good for you guys going forward. I'm really actually like curious to know. Let's check. Let's pause that. Let's check here. Yeah, I want to watch this Loki season 2 new footage breakdown major. All right, what's this?
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss, and Loki Season 2 will air episodes on Thursdays.
I did a
9
reaction
Eastern,
to this
6 p.m.
too.
Pacific, an announcement made through new promo footage with new looks at Loki, Sylvie, Kang, OB, and Miss Minutes with her creepy little phrases as always.
Just watch.
Y'all know I'm obsessed with this show. I scrutinize every
Same.
detail
I'm
and
so
everything I can
obsessed,
find for
bro.
it. And Loki Season 2, with its finale that'll come sometime around Thanksgiving, will be the last Marvel title I get to dive into before I become a dad this holiday season. So
Hey.
it's gonna be flavored with the fear that I'll forget something and the anxiety that I'm gonna mess everything up. But let's break this down before I break down. Okay,
saw
let's
that.
check out this September 18th Amazing Loki behind the scenes featurette.
Real quick, we're gonna go back real quick because we saw this in the teaser we just watched.
But let's break this down before I break down.
Right
break
here.
this down before
There we go. We saw this in that TV spot we just watched. And like I said, that was the description people were talking about when they saw the trailer or they saw the first episode. Like I said, I cannot remember what it was, but people were describing, oh, it was the first couple of minutes. Yeah, I think it was at D23. Yeah, I think it was at D23. Yeah. They saw the first, like, I think the first minute of the first episode of Loki, and they described Loki jumps out of the TVA, drops into one of the TVA, flying trucks, and startles the driver, and the driver almost drives into the big Kang statue. We saw this in the TV spot we just watched a couple of minutes ago. Hi, Jamigi, how's it going, bro? It's nice to see you, man. I haven't talked to you in a minute, so it's nice to see you in here.
I break down. Okay, let's check out this September 18th Amazing Loki behind the scenes featurette.
It's go time, day one.
I did a reaction to this featurette,
I'm
guys.
excited to be back. Back in the TVA.
Everything is stepped up a gear. The stakes are huge. Get to see Tom in a suit. A lot of people are gonna like that.
We introduce this whole new corner to the MCU and these new characters.
I've been a fan of the Marvel Universe for a long time. I'm so grateful to be a part of this amazing series.
Rest assured,
You're
our
playing
Loki will
PS5,
be
that's
with
what's
our
up, bro.
Mobius, and they will be dealing with the consequences of this first season.
A little over the top, don't you think? I thought it was spot on.
Season 2 is about Loki understanding himself.
Loki has always been a villain. What we want to explore is also Loki finding what heroicism really looks like.
We're playing God.
We are gods.
I love that line. I've
He's
said it
found
multiple
a
times,
new
but I
family.
love that
There's a
line.
new capacity to make connections.
What is it that you really want?
I want to save my friends.
He realizes that those connections are all that matter in the end.
Facts, though.
The Amazing Loki, everyone! He'll be here all week! Okay, behind these clapboards there is
Diego, I know. We only have like what? We got what was it? Last week's was episode 6 of Ahsoka. So yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think we have 9 episodes, right? I thought Ahsoka was 9, not 8 episodes. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we got like 3 episodes left, Diego. Unless it is 8 episodes and I just don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's 9. But like, let me know. But it is crazy. Time flies, man. We've been flying through September, and I cannot believe we're almost to Loki. It's really crazy. Like, Loki is going to be in 2 weeks. That's insane to me that we're going to be watching Loki in 2 weeks. Crazy. It's really crazy. And like I think a week or 2 weeks after that, we're going to be playing Marvel Spider-Man 2. Crazy.
is a scene in the
Crazy.
time court that has the orange mural that Loki points to in the other season 2 promo shot. It looks like this might be episode 1, scene 14C. There's also the scene with the yellow TVA mail.
Jamaica, you said, will you do watch parties of Boys spin-off Gen V? Spider Boy is coming back. Soldier Boy is coming back. I don't know about that, Jamaica. I don't know, because I don't really care much for Gen V, but if you guys want me to do that for Patreon, and if that, gets you to be a Patreon sub, I'll do it for sure. Like, I'm really trying to get 100 subs on Patreon, so if you want me to do reactions to every episode of Gen V, I'll do that, if you guys want me to do that. But if I'm being honest, that show really isn't like, it's not really motivating me to want to go watch that show. I know the only kind of motivation is that's a tie-in, but like I don't think it looks that good. So, but if you want me to do reactions for it, I'll do it over on the Patreon. So definitely let me know. You said it's 8. Okay, damn. Diego, I really thought it was 9, but that is crazy. We only have 2 more episodes. That's like crazy.
Truck crashed into the chronomonitor station where Casey works with the orange rounded TV monitor that crashes down in a shower of sparks. This looks like it's episode 1, scene 4 from the clapboard. Actually,
What's up,
later shot
Superwise?
shows Loki in the back of that truck. This is part of the season 2
It's
opening
going.
sequence shown at D23,
Just
which picks up
watching-
with the ending of Loki season 1 as Loki
Watching, was it the featurette, the Loki featurette breakdown for by New Rockstars, and they're right now Voss is talking about like this is the first, like what we're seeing in this behind the scene featurette is the first couple of minutes of the first episode that people were describing at D23, which we were just talking about in the TV spot we just watched that was released today.
leaps
was
from that
amazing.
TVA
It looks
level
so
past the
good, the
statue of
show.
Kang that looms over it all and lands in this yellow mail truck. But this truck has a Ms. Minutes bumper sticker. How's my driving? Report me to 294-XV657890X7. So it's not call this number, it's literally report me to. And it might be crazy, but the driver of this truck has short blonde hair, kind of like Sophia DiMartino in the promo shots.
That would be
from this same
hilarious
featurette.
if
This
it
might be
was.
Sylvie, because the D23 version of the scene implied that this is all
I
happening
don't
when
think
Loki
it's
time
Sylvie,
slipped
but that'd
into
be
a
really
past
funny,
version
though.
of the TVA when Kang still ruled over it openly before he decided to reset everything so that he was hiding behind the timekeepers. And who knows, maybe in that past era of the TVA, Sylvie had tried to infiltrate it. Or
Yo, Superwise, you said I ain't excited at all for Gen V. The Boys is becoming the thing it was parodying the tie-ins and the whole connected universe. Yeah, like I said, it's becoming a little weird. It's like they're doing too much, if that makes any sense. So that's why I'm kind of like, I'm not motivated to really watch Gen V. But if you guys want my reactions, go subscribe to my Patreon, and I will make it a thing that I do over there. Superwise, you said, of course I'll watch it, but it looks more of the same, yeah. And it doesn't do it for me anymore. Yeah, The Boys still does it for me. I love The Boys. But I gotta say, this Gen V thing, that just, the marketing's not that great for it, if I'm being honest.
decided to stay working as a TVA mail delivery person. Now this driver is mic'd, so they're gonna have a line here. They're not just a background character. Since I am revisiting each episode of season 1 in our Loki recap series that you should definitely check out, if you go back—
Speaking of which, what they just said here, I am rewatching Loki season 1 over on my Patreon. For people that don't know, or for people that forgot, another quick reminder, I'm rewatching the first season of Loki. I just did episode 3 the other, yesterday. So, or not third, yeah, right? What day is it today? Yeah, Thursday. I did it yesterday, episode 3. So, episode 4 will drop next Thursday, my rewatch, and then I'm going to be dropping episodes 5 and 6 on the Thursday that Loki drops. So it will be out that morning, my episode 5 and 6 rewatch for Loki over on the Patreon. And then, of course, we will be here with the pre-show and after-show discussions for Loki Season 2 once it drops that Thursday night. We'll be doing it. We'll go live for the pre-show at 8 o'clock, of course, for Season 2, Episode 1. Super excited. Like I said, guys, you're not going to want to miss those reactions, man. It's going to be crazy what I'm going to be doing over on the Patreon. Like, I'm super excited. So we're going to be talking about so much, and I just figured, and my setup I got going for it, oh, you just don't want to miss it. Supervisor said, Loki Season 2, we're so close, can't wait. I know, bro, we're so close. We're like 2 weeks away, which is insane. Diego, hell yeah, that's the spirit. Love doing rewatches for the series. Gets you hella prepared. Exactly, Diego. So if you're interested, definitely go subscribe to my Patreon, bro. It's only $5 a month. It's only $5, man. You get access to my movie reactions, TV show reactions, and yeah, you're just not gonna want to miss that. We're also gonna be doing a rewatch of Werewolf by Night on October 21st. So that following Saturday, after I'm done playing Spider-Man that Friday, we're gonna be rewatching Werewolf by Night, but in colored. It's going to be the colored version. So if you're interested in that, definitely, like I said, go subscribe to my Patreon, because we're doing crazy stuff over there, and we're only going to get more content. So expect more reactions over there.
back to rewatch episode 3, Lamentis, Sylvie said that she fell in love with a postal courier.
Managed to maintain quite a serious long-distance relationship with a postman whilst running across time from one apocalypse to another.
Now, we have speculated that that postal mystery lover could be Willie Lumpkin, the Marvel mailman played by Stan Lee in 2005's Fantastic Four, or even Dennis the mailman from WandaVision. But since OB is the receiver of all pneumatic tubes correspondence in the TVA, maybe he was the one that she fell in love with. But also, the driver of this mail truck might actually be Kate Dickey's character, who's still an unknown, but back in February, she was rumored to be playing, quote, an evil general who wants her soldiers, former TVA agents, to destroy the new timelines created after the death of He Who Remains. It would just be kind of fun to have such an important figure established early on as a postal worker in an old era of the TVA, someone who would have later on gone postal and broken away from the TVA, leading other former variants up against it from the void. I do like the idea that she's playing an older Sylvie variant who initially played ball with the TVA, but then betrayed it, like the Sylviest Sylvie, you could say. Anyway, the editing of this trailer also includes a frame segmented into 12 wedges, assembling clockwise like the 12 numbers of a clock. From what I can tell, these are all Loki from other trailer shots we've seen already.
I love that. It's like
position
different
shows
points
Loki
of
in that
Loki.
chronometer
It's-
station
bro.
with Sylvie behind him. It looks like Loki, after reuniting with Sylvie after the events of season 1, when she's working as a McDonald's employee, brings her back into the TVA. There is a new shot of Jonathan Majors as Victor Timely. Looks like he's on the platform for the loading booth of the Ferris wheel at the 1893 World's Fair. Later, we see Victor blasted out of this structure by Loki's sorcery, which seems to follow with Mobius covering for Loki by telling all these Victorian Chicagoans,
The amazing Loki, everyone! He'll be here all week!
remember how old cell
I
phones were
thought
giant?
okay, so that's actually clever that Voss says that, because I really thought when that green light happens, I would have, and also I really thought when Owen Wilson said the amazing Loki will be here all week, I thought that was just the behind the scenes thing, like, oh, like the amazing Loki will be like a joke, like, oh, we'll be here all week. But the fact that that's actually like Voss is saying that's actually like tied into the fact of Loki using his magic in a time where like people don't know that magic exists. I like that. It's like, oh, he's a magician. The amazing Loki will be here all week. It's like a part of the comedy of going into season 2. So I really do love that he's saying that, because it makes more sense now than me just thinking of it as a joke that they're doing behind the scenes on the featurette. So I do like that. It's clever that Voss kind of pointed that out.
Cumbersome bricks, and now we have nice sleek ones that fit easily in our pockets. Well, wallets are the same way. So say goodbye
Okay,
to your bulky
we're gonna skip the sponsor for the Ridge wallet. We're gonna skip this. There we go, right here. Let's go right here.
Rockstars and use my code NEWROCKSTARS for 10% off your order. Now, there is a new angle of the movie actor Brad Wolfe at the movie premiere for Zaniac, and I just realized he has a date in the car. Now, this town car is black, but in other shots from past trailers, the wide shot of this movie premiere in front of the
orange.
theater, there is a bright orange car
Yeah.
sitting in front of the theater. That could be how like B-15 and Sylvie and Loki get to this location, a car the color of Ms. Minutes. We see OB's arrival in the TVA repairs office, which is quite an entrance, reminding me of Glinda in productions of Wicked, suspended
funny.
from a seat high above, and he passes this tangled thicket of pneumatic tubes that all snake down into one bunch. Visually, it's kind of like a vertical version of the tangled mess of the Sacred Timeline strip.
Which they talk. Okay, so I don't know if anybody follows me in speaking of the tubes behind Obi, but if you follow me on TikTok, guys, which this is super important, that's why I say like make sure like even though you might not like TikTok, I have a TikTok over there, and I've been uploading every Monday kind of updated roles from Miss Minutes from the McDonald's Loki season 2 collab. And in the last one I just did, I think it was the one maybe previously before that. It might have been in like the 3rd week or the 4th week. I think we just had the 4th week, so it might have been the 3rd week. Miss Minutes talks about how every time like if your temp pad breaks or something breaks around the TVA, you put it in these tubes and it gets sent down to the one mechanic that they have, which of course is Obi. He is the mechanic of the TVA. So I do love how they're kind of like giving us information going into season 2, so we kind of like know what they're talking about. So that's why that's why I'm really happy that they're doing this, is that they're giving like new information like on the updated TVA, and they even go in on like how strict they are with the TVA agents, how they only have a short amount of like a short lunch break, and then they go right back to work. Like they only have a short amount of time before like you have to go back to work. So I really, really do appreciate how they're kind of like, we're seeing how twisted the TVA has become because it failed the first time around. So we're seeing like the updates to the TVA on like, oh, they're making their employees have less break time so they can really just be focused on work. They're I'm really loving how they're doing that. It's like they're giving us information before the series starts. So when we go into the series, we kind of know what's going on. So I love it. So that's why make sure to go follow me on my TikTok channel, guys. Or my TikTok page, because I do some fun stuff over there as well.
Strands being woven down in one coil. And we actually see that image in the backdrop of this viewing station as Loki
Description
and Obi
for my
look
TikTok,
out at it. But above their heads is this new detail, some kind of dial or sphere with a red needle and black needles measuring maybe relative stability. I wonder if this could be connected to the handheld meter that Loki holds in other shots we've seen. There are some wholesome shots of the cast hugging on set, probably scenes where Ke Huy Quan and Owen Wilson wrapped for the season, as that's usually when the crew claps like this. But one new shot that freaks me out is this one.
A little over the top, don't you think? I thought it was spot on.
We actually
love
saw
that
the same
line.
shot back in the July trailer.
we did.
Watch that version of it.
A little over the top, don't you think? I thought it was spot on.
Did he catch the difference? Now, in this promo, the background behind Loki, when he says spot on, has been augmented to add a bunch of people in costumes standing frozen in the street. Maybe they were filmed before, but they were scrubbed out of that July trailer for some reason. But it must mean that this shot was still being edited in July, or Marvel Studios does not want us to see these people and to focus too much on them yet. Who are these people? They don't look like crew, because they look like they're in costume. There's someone in a white lab coat. The guy closest to us has shorter pants that kind of look like the style worn during Victorian times. Kind of looks like Victor Timely's costume. I don't know, this is crazy. My Ms. Minutes Horrifying Truth video posed the theory that the TVA was created by Victor Timely, and Ms. Minutes extracting the 1893 World's Fair from the timeline, replacing it with the one that we know of in our timeline, and building the origins of the TVA on that World's Fair architecture.
I'm excited to
Temporal
see
marvel
how
that
the
he shows
TVA
off
was
at that
built.
World's Fair is the first building block of
That's
what
what I wanna
eventually
see.
becomes the TVA. That's my theory. So if those people were displaced from time, maybe they ended up frozen in the street outside the 70s movie premiere in London. Now there is a shot of the damaged temporal core and an orb of
that.
some kind at the end of the walkway. Is this orb Ms. Minutes? The OG Ms. Minutes? One that's not a sentient hologram,
That would
like
be
temporal
creepy.
radiation or whatever it is? Because when Mobius hops out of this platform, the entrance on the wall behind him, from the perspective of the walkway,
all time,
reads
always.
for all time, always. Why would you need that on the outside of the building in this temporal core that no one really should be in without protective gear if something isn't always there at the end of that walkway to read and reflect on that statement? Really though, I think the sweetest thing of this promo is this little moment.
He's found a new family. There's a new
I love
capacity
this
to make
too.
connections.
What is it that you really want?
I want to save my friends.
He realizes that those connections are all that matter.
And that
in the
like
end.
makes me
Loki
want to
and Sylvie are
cry.
gonna have this
This like the line he says, he's like, I want to save my friends. I care for you guys. I have friends. Like, who would have thought Loki would ever say something like that? Think about that. That's why when people say Loki season 1 isn't good, I think to myself, what are you talking about? Because it's like, it took so long for us to kind of get to this Loki. If I'm being honest, like the original Loki, I'm talking from Thor 1 all the way to Thor Ragnarok. It took forever. We were just starting to peel back the layers to get the Loki that we got here in the first season of Loki season 1. It's crazy. They really were, and I think it's thanks to that because we had someone like Owen Wilson, like Mobius, Agent Mobius, to really not fall for Loki's bullshit, to really call him out on it, and to really get to the center. That's what the first episode was about, to peel back those layers, to find that scared little boy that Mobius was talking about, saying you're just a scared little boy trying to act all big and bad to put on the facade. And it's true. Like, Loki, all in all, is not some big bad person. He really isn't. He just puts on a facade because that's just what he does. It's an illusion, as he said in season 1. So I really do love how he's just saying at this point, I want to protect my friends. Like, this is what I'm here to do. And I'm just super excited, guys. I think honestly, this season has the chance to beat season 1. And this has a chance to be like, probably, I would say, I hate to say it, but probably the best Marvel project ever. I'm gonna say it now because I'm really invested in this, and I totally think it's gonna blow season 1 out of the water for sure. The animation and the character development we get in the first episode alone is wild. Exactly, bro. It's incredible. The music, I can't stop talking about how good the music is in Loki season 1. It's truly peak. I hate to say it, but I don't know if you've all watched Across the Spider-Verse, and you can't tell me the moment where we see Miguel O'Hara, the moment where like Miles or Gwen and and Hobie, and what is it? And yeah, Gwen, Hobie, and are taking Miles to go meet Miguel for the first time, and you kind of hear a little bit of the Loki theme in there. I hate to say it, but you hear like that like you hear it. They're even using it. Like that's what I'm trying to say, is that they're really clever with what they're doing, and they made something special. I'm geeked. I can't wait. The music and the whole aesthetic I love. Yeah, I love the environment, bro. Exactly, the environment of the show is it's great.
This moment in a bar, pool table, jukebox behind them, but on the word friends, we cut to this shot of Loki looking back at B-15, Mobius, Casey, Sylvie,
Something
and Obi.
bad's
These are
happening
Loki's
here.
friends now. He no longer cares about anyone who's still in the sacred timeline. He just really relates to the other variants like him who are alienated from time itself just as he is. The feature it ends with Loki flickering through various backgrounds, kind of looking like Michelle Yeoh in the multiverse montage of Everything Everywhere All at Once, also starring Kiwi Kwan. But one of those backgrounds is definitely the 1982 McDonald's that Sylvie works at. The final new footage that I want to leave you with is the premiere date announcement clip.
Hey y'all, check this out.
I posted this on my TikTok. October 5th.
We're back. Great. Loki Season 2. Streaming October 5th at 6 p.m. PT.
Just watch.
I only single this
AKA 9 p.m. EST. So guys, like I said, we're going to start at 8 p.m. That Thursday. And we're going to talk about our predictions. Of course, we kind of already know what's going to happen in the first episode. We're going to get acquainted with, of course, time slipping. We're going to get acquainted with the fact that they are switching out almost, because they did kind of confirm it, where someone said, I think it was in the featurette, that Loki will spend time with Art, the Mobius that he knows, but also a different Mobius, because it's almost like he's going into two different universes with two different Mobiuses. Apparently, that's what I'm understanding. So the Mobius that we're seeing here is going to be flipping almost back and forth as he's time slipping. So I am excited for that as well. Kind of to see the old TVA, but also flash to the new TVA that he got, like he's slipping into. That's going to be super fun, seeing that kind of like CGI. It's going to be really cool, fun, like seeing that element. But I'm super excited. Like
because the final shot is definitely Ms. Minutes from a different moment, mouthing something completely different, with Tara Strong's voice just dubbing over it the words.
We might get two different Ms. Minuteses too.
Now, another reminder that I explored some other mysteries from Loki Season 1, like what quantum ore is, in my Loki deep dive video on the deep dive.
Guys, let me know if you want to watch those deep dives, because we could do those too, like every Friday. We can actually watch the deep dives of every episode that they did, and we could just see if you guys caught those, if you guys caught the Easter eggs, or if you didn't catch them and you're like, oh, that's interesting. We can watch those as a lead up to Loki Season 2. We could totally do that. Like, we could do, if you guys want, we could do like 2 now if you really, really wanted to. But I actually want to go, and there's some Spider-Man videos I wanted to look at, I think, if I'm correct. Which we're going to like this video. I already did. Okay, cool. Let me know, though, if you guys are interested in doing that, because we can watch some of the deep dive videos where they talked about episodes of Loki. I'd be down for that. But I wanted to watch this video. I think this was it. Was this the video? Yeah, we're gonna watch Marvel's Spider-Man 2. For the people that are excited for Marvel's Spider-Man 2, this was the other video I wanted to watch, made by Caboose. It's called Marvel Spider-Man 2. It's official. We're gonna watch this one. There was another one I wanted to watch. I think it was by Evan Falarka. I can't remember if I watched this one. I don't think I did. So we're going to watch these 2 real quick. But let me know if you guys are interested and you guys want to watch those deep dive videos on the episodes, because we could watch them. I think they're a little longer because they're going through like scene by scene of every of the episode and like the stuff that they noticed. So definitely let me know if you guys are interested. Or like if you guys know any videos regarding Marvel Spider-Man 2 or regarding something and you think it was an interesting video that you maybe saw, send it my way. Whether it be on the Discord, you could drop it in the Discord if you're following the Discord, or you could just say it down in the chat and we could just look up the video and we can watch it. As long as it's not copyrighted material, because I don't want to get the stream taken down like I did last Friday. But yeah, let's get into this Caboose video though.
1 month! In 1 month! As
true. Marvel Spider-Man 2 is out in a month. We are so close to getting our hands on this game. And I mean, clearly Kingpin is just as excited as we are. So this person here tweeted that pedestrians in New York City can sometimes ask for the help of Spider-Man during/after a battle and ask you to drop them off in an ambulance or a specific point in the city. Now, I didn't personally experience this when I got my hands on with Marvel Spider-Man 2, but this does sound like a lot of fun. It just adds more to that feeling of New York City just being even more
Also,
alive.
let me know
So
how
I'm
the
really looking
volume
forward to
is,
getting my
guys.
hands
Is
on
it
the full
good?
game in 1 month,
Let me
as
know for
Kingpin
like the
said,
video.
and seeing if this is actually a thing you can do. And yes, it's official. Marvel Spider-Man 2
It's gold.
has gone gold. They put out a video with Najee Jeter, Yuri Lowenthal, Laura Bailey, and Tony Todd all official.
Speaking of which, so yesterday I went to Hot Topic, right? And I got a new Spider-Man shirt. I've been getting a lot of Spider-Man shirts lately. Like Hot Topic, for the people that don't know, gets gems. They get some really great shirts. I got a Loki Season 2 shirt a couple of weeks ago. I have that ready to wear, of course, for Loki Season 2. But I got this shirt right here. You guys might think the cover is familiar. Let me know if you guys know what this is from. But it's regarding Kraven. So, how do you guys like that? It's a sick shirt. I'm going to probably be wearing this shirt when Spider-Man 2 drops, when I'm on my stream on October 20th. And like I said, guys, I am doing a giveaway on October 20th over on my gaming channel. If you haven't done so, please subscribe over there. I'm trying to get to 100 subs. It would mean the world to me. Even if you're not interested in Marvel Spider-Man 2, there will be other games I will be covering over there eventually. Whether you're a big fan of Wolverine, I'm going to be covering the Marvel's Wolverine game and a whole bunch of other great stuff that, you know, they're cooking up. All these companies and stuff, these game companies. But definitely, like, go subscribe over there. Especially, even if you're not interested in games and you want to support me, that would mean the world to me if you could go over there and go subscribe. It's in my channels list, and it takes you straight to my gaming channel. So definitely go do so if you haven't done so already. It means the world.
Actually announcing that the game has gone gold.
Ladies and gentlemen, the news is official. It has happened. The time is now. Not bronze, not silver, but gold.
Yep.
Spider-Man 2 is gone gold, baby. That's right. That's right, you heard it. I'm gonna tell the whole world. Hold on. Everyone, Spider-Man 2 is gone gold!
I just want to say that I love you, and I'm so stoked for this game, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as we enjoyed making it.
Congratulations to everybody in Insomniac who put this together, and I guess now all we have left is for you to get the game and play it.
You're gonna edit some webs in there.
The GOAT, Tony Todd, of course.
And here Insomniac.
Also, they clearly must have knew that the game was gold because if you could tell by their outfits, that's the same outfits that they wore, of course, at San Diego Comic-Con. So they knew the game was gold at that time. So they knew it was done. But they announced it, of course, recently. I think it was yesterday. It might have been the day before that. But it was already done then. But also, today, how about, or maybe this was the other day, because my nephew told me about it the other day, but my brother Nick went out to Walmart today, and they had the October Game Informer. So I got the Spider-Man 2 October Game Informer right here, where they talk about Marvel Spider-Man 2, which is really, really cool in this Game Informer. You could get this at your local Walmart. It's cool because they have like a mini poster in here for Marvel Spider-Man 2, which I have this poster. I posted it up on my community and over on my Discord in the Spider-Man page or the gaming page. I went into GameStop and I actually, you know, joked around because, mind you, when I was hanging out with my bro Troy, we walk into our mall that has our GameStop. I said, holy shit, like, it was the first time they had any promotion stuff for Marvel Spider-Man 2 up. I pointed to the wall. It was like a 4-poster, make one poster for, like, the Marvel Spider-Man 2, like, you know, poster, the box cover. And I said to Troy, like, yo, look, bro, look. And he's like, oh, yeah. He was like, holy crap. I was like, yeah. So we went over, and the one employee said, oh, how can I help you? And I said, yo, I want that. And he's like, oh, wait 1 minute. Goes in the back room, and bro gives me a big Marvel Spider-Man poster, Spider-Man 2 poster. And he also gives me another poster that says Marvel Spider-Man 2, and it says Be Greater Together. And I gave that one to my brother, Nick. But it's really cool, this Game Informer. It's really, really cool if you guys want to go pick one up at your local Walmart. Definitely go do so, because this is cool. They have a Venom thing right here, which I think is really, really dope. What else do they have in here? Some other cool things for Spider-Man in here. I'm trying to find them real quick. Because that wasn't the only two things. They had a couple. They had like a full, I think, section for Spider-Man in here. Yeah, right here. So I'm saying, like, it's really, really cool what they have in here. So if you guys are interested, definitely go to your Walmart and definitely go pick up yourself a Game Informer because it's really, really cool.
Insomniac has shared the message saying that Marvel Spider-Man 2 is officially gone gold. We're thrilled to share this milestone achievement with our studio and collaborators at PlayStation and Marvel Games, and with our incredible community around the world. We can't wait for you to experience what we've been cooking up on October 20th. I'm very excited, and now I'm glad that the game has gone gold. That means it's locked in, no delays, nothing to worry about except you guys not scrolling down right now and hitting the thumbs up button, but I imagine that you guys are going to do that, right? But yeah, for those who don't understand, when a game goes gold, it's like the film equivalent of a picture lock. That means everything is ready to go for October 20th. So this person posted here saying, saw someone say that the OG suit is better than the new one. What do y'all think? And we got a picture here of the advanced suit from Spider-Man PS4 with a comparison to the new advanced suit in Marvel Spider-Man 2.
I love the new suit more.
The advanced suit 2.0 is better in every single way. It's just redder and bluer, and I love what they did with the white symbol staying within the red of the suit. And it was actually confirmed by James Stevenson that there is a black trim, and that's final now for the game.
People made a huge deal about that.
There is a metallic trim on the suit, but James Stevenson said, oops, they were not supposed to do that. It is a black trim in the game when we finally get our hands on it next month. Ooh, okay, we got a tweet here from somebody that says, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I won't be switching suits on my first playthrough. I actually love both these suits a lot, and I do agree, both the suits look really good for Miles and Peter, but I don't know what's wrong with me, okay? I'm someone who likes to just constantly switch to different alternate suits throughout my first playthrough.
See, I'm not like that. I'll play probably just with their normal suits on first.
I love the upgraded suit for Miles, but I'll be honest, those alternate suits look freaking cool, man. I want to use them.
I can't lie. A lot of the alternate suits look ugly. I cannot lie. Like I'm sorry, but the deluxe edition suits, a lot of them look ugly. I can't lie on that. So that's why I'm like, I don't really care for them. But I will be probably, like I said, I will be rocking that symbiote suit. If I have a choice to put it on all the time, I'm gonna be rocking that suit. And then once we see all the suits, if they have the end suit from Spider-Man No Way Home, the final swing suit, I'm gonna be rocking that all the time. Those are like my big choices so far for the game. Is the symbiote, final swing suit from Spider-Man No Way Home, and of course just the advanced suit I love a lot as well. And Miles is like, new suit he has as well. I like it a lot. I have the suit from Sim Cosplay. I bought the suit, so you know.
You're the average pedestrian looking at Miles Morales until he pulls this devious act.
I don't have an urge to play with any of the deluxe suits. Exactly, I don't.
What's going on? What's Miles even doing? I can't even see him.
What's bro doing?
Just swinging up into the sky. Okay, and there we go. He's landed. Okay. Oh, he's rocking the Spider-Verse suit with the hoodie. Looking good. Okay. I was not expecting that. Okay, so this person posted a meme here. Me as soon as I get the symbiote suit, and it's like them letting go of Miles saying, I don't want to play with you anymore. And then the second picture, me as soon as I lose it, and it's now friendship ended with Peter. Miles is now my best friend. I mean, yeah, okay, it's kind of going to be like that when we get our hands on the game. We're all going to want to try it out. It's going to be a ton of fun.
It's going to be addicting. It's going to change me.
We're going to play Miles as much once we get the symbiote suit. But there's still main missions and side activities where you have to play as Miles, and trust me, the blue bioelectricity powers are super cool. Miles has still got a ton going on with his gameplay that you're gonna have a lot of fun with. Plus, he's got some really good looking.
It looks so
suits.
good.
It's gonna entice you to play as him as well. But I get it, a majority of people really want to try out the symbiote suit, so I understand. Okay, this is a particularly awesome screenshot for me when I look
how
at
clear
it.
it looks.
Now roam Queens. Somebody put a comparison from Spider-Man PS4 to Marvel Spider-Man 2, and I think what I love about it is when you're overlooking the city, it's not just this unrendered area.
Look how great it looks.
See Queens.
Yeah.
There's so much greenery. It looks so saturated and nice, and just in general, the upgrade in visual fidelity to Marvel Spider-Man 2 from Spider-Man PS4, it's such a huge leap. I am very
looks so
hyped
good.
to get my hands on the full
I
game,
can't wait for
It's
Spider-Man.
just
Jimmy, I'm
1
right there
month
with
away,
you.
guys.
It's
Okay,
like
we got
we're so
video here.
close.
Kill this guy. Yeah, okay, you know what?
That
I know
dude's
exactly
dead.
what this is gonna be. When I watched that digital deluxe edition suit trailer, he literally launches a missile
dude's
at the guy,
dead.
and he explodes. I'm pretty sure he's dead. I don't know. Insomniac's gonna have a tough time convincing me that that guy is still living after what just went down there. But hey, this is a pretty accurate representation of what I do when I find out that you guys haven't subscribed to this channel and turned on those notifications. So just make sure you change that right now. Okay, let's see. This user says, was bored, so I made a tier list ranking the web swinging from each open world Spider-Man game. And okay, this is the official tier list.
What does that say? The top one?
Miles Morales has got to be
Makes
up
you-
there
what?
simply because of the air tricks. Web of Shadows web swinging is very underrated as well. I love the speed of it, and I just love how it feels like you have that weight to you when you're hitting each swing. Spider-Man 2 is a classic. I will disagree, though, in having Ultimate Spider-Man and then Spider-Man PS4 in a lower tier. I think those are S tier as well. Amazing Spider-Man 2's web swinging is kinda underrated in my opinion. I actually really like that depending if you hit the left or the right trigger, you control which hand you swing from, and then the opposite trigger allows you to gain speed. It's just that hero or menace system that really ruins the game. Otherwise, it's pretty fun to
Yo,
play.
that jump off
honestly.
that
And
building
even in
was
the Amazing
fire.
Spider-Man
Yeah,
1
there's
game,
some
I actually
things
really
that
like the web
I
swinging.
think
know it doesn't stick
eventually
to buildings, but it's
Insomniac will
fast
do.
and it feels pretty fluid, and I also like the
But-
web rush.
Because you know people have been complaining about the traversal. Some people are like, "Oh, it's dumb. Like it's the same animations." For the people that say that, you don't know what you're talking about because clearly there's new animations. But like, I wouldn't mind eventually for them to like add like jump like those clean jumps off the building from like Amazing Spider-Man or some different stuff. I think it would really be cool, and I think they will do that eventually. I think they will, but I'm perfectly okay with what they did with this game. I'm so happy. Like, there's no complaint from me. Like, I'm just
Spider-Man
thrilled.
3 movie game web swinging, though, I get it, okay? That one, they kind of lost the touch of what was so great about the last game. Okay, so this person tweeted here saying, Marvel Spider-Man 2 will not have a dynamic day and night cycle. I need to see articles and YouTube videos from the faux neutrals about how a AAA open world game in 2023 does not have a day and night cycle. You would do it if it was an Xbox game, so keep the same. Okay, come on.
What?
I don't know why people are so hell-bent, like, it needs to have a day-night cycle, otherwise it's a bad open world
Oh,
game.
like it
When we
needs to
beat the
just
game,
have
we're
that
probably gonna
going?
have the ability to change the time of day, just like we did in the last two Insomniac Spider-Man games. And hell, in Miles Morales, they also let us choose the type of weather. So maybe in Marvel Spider-Man 2, we can choose nighttime with heavy rain, or maybe we can choose daytime with light rain.
That's
or
such a
something
dumb
like that.
complaint.
But a day-night
I don't
cycle
get
is
that.
not a make or break. I don't care if this was an Xbox game. I don't care if an Xbox game didn't have that. It's not a big deal. There's some cutscenes that they want curated to a specific time of day to allow the lighting to showcase the game in its maximum graphical fidelity. And so why ruin that by having it sometimes take place during the night when it
That
should
suit
have
looks
taken
so
place
good,
during
that
the day?
symbiote
This
suit.
is just so silly. And the console war nonsense.
I need a
has got to
Legends
come to an
figure of
end.
that
You are
bad.
allowed to like a game like Starfield or a game like Spider-Man 2. That's okay. Hell, on October 20th, there's going to be a new Mario game coming out at the same time as Marvel
I don't
Spider-Man
give a shit
2,
about
and
the
that
Mario
to me is
game.
really exciting. There's a bunch of new games coming out for several different consoles.
We all know
for
what's
tons
game of the
people
year.
to
Let's
enjoy.
not
I
play.
promise you,
Spider-Man 2 is
don't
game of the
need
year.
to swear allegiance to one specific console. You can like all video games. Okay, so somebody tweeted an Insomniac
No, there's
saying, "Are
Allegiance.
65 new suits, or are you
PlayStation
also
5.
counting returning
Allegiance.
suits?" And Insomniac Games replied saying it's a combination of fan favorites from previous games and suits that are new to this universe. And that's right, in the open world trailer that they put out last week, Brian Antar said in the video that there's over 65 suits in Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
And
we
from
got a
what
lot of
can tell,
choices.
there are going to be some costumes that are returning from the last two games.
Which I'm
It
happy
looks like
about.
those are a part of the 65 suits. And I also agree with this Reddit user. I'm curious to see what they consider to be fan favorites. But even still, man, 65 costumes, more than 65 costumes to choose from with over 200 options to customize them with the different colorways. That's overwhelming. And you have to understand too, at a certain point, there's going to be some costumes that might not make the cut simply because they're probably going to make a Marvel Spider-Man 3 and they want to save some suits
Yeah.
for that game. Me, after watching every single trailer reveal and content breakdown, this is me every single day until October 20th hits. I'm just so glad it's gone gold. We're 30 days away. The hype is so
We're
real.
closer
We're
now.
getting closer and closer.
We're like 28 days away now because yesterday was 29. So we're 28 days away, guys, from Marvel Spider-Man 2, which is insane. If you really think about it, we are so close to the premiere of this game. Oh man, like I said, guys, you're not gonna miss that stream. That stream is gonna be so fun between me doing my unboxing for the collectors, me doing the giveaway for you guys already know what you guys can probably already know what I'm gonna be giving away, and then me playing Marvel Spider-Man 2. I'm gonna try to beat the game. depending on like, I think it's gonna, because I know because I asked my GameStop the other day, will they do a Thursday night release? They said in big cities, one GameStop will be doing like, in each city, like one GameStop will be doing like a Thursday night release for the game. And I keep thinking to myself, I don't know what GameStop in my city they're going to be doing the Thursday night, drop for the game. But judging on if I return my copy at the GameStop that I have, if it's not going to be the one that they're going to choose, and I go to the GameStop that's going to do the Thursday night release, I'm going to be stuck getting it in the morning. So, which isn't bad because, like I said, I have all day to be on stream playing the game, and I'm probably going to play like first thing in the morning. I honestly might start my stream at like 7 in the morning, maybe even earlier, like maybe 6 in the morning. It's going to be hard for me to go to bed because the game is dropping that following day. So prepare for me to go. I want to go live while I'm picking up the game. So I want to do that on whether I do it that Thursday night or whether I do it that Friday morning. I want to go live for you guys when we go pick up the game so you guys can be a part of the experience. And then I will have a live setup. Of course, I have my live setup for when I actually am doing my unboxing for the collector's edition and when I'm actually going to be streaming the game. So I'm thinking about making a new live, maybe put up the live, have it ready for me to do the live for you guys on the day I go to pick up the game. So expect a lot of live streams and a lot of fun things that revolving Spider-Man 2 to happen that day because it's going to be super, super fun. Jamegi, you said I have Skull in the morning. Well, Jamegi, the good thing about that is that my live stream, once I stream it, me going to pick up the game will be up so you can watch it over on the gaming channel. And then when I play the game, like I said, I'm probably going to be, I most likely will probably play the game. Even if I do play it early, the stream will be up. So you're still able to be in there, and judging judging if I also get off stream, I'll probably be streaming again that day. I'll probably take a break, like stream early, take a break, and then stream again, and then finish the game the rest of the night. That's probably what I'll do. So expect a lot of Marvel Spider-Man 2 stuff on October 20th. It's going to be insane.
Closer each day to getting this game in our hands. And with that being said, let me now kick it.
This was a good video too.
Your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you hyped?
Shout out
that Marvel
Caboose,
Spider-Man
good video.
2 has gone gold. And let me know, what's the first thing you're gonna want to do when you press start and jump into the game?
Watch this video
Sound off your
next.
thoughts in the comments. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button. I've been Caboose, and I'll see you guys later.
All right, let's watch out for video like this.
Back, true believers and all you spectacular Spidey fans, to another very exciting episode of Marvel Spider-Man 2 101. And with only less than 30 days to go until Marvel Spider-Man 2 fully releases worldwide, the overall hype levels for the game have never been higher. However, if this brand new info for the game is to be believed, then I'm pretty sure the Marvel Spider-Man 2 hype will increase even further. Where in this video, I'm mainly going to be discussing some fairly recent information that was revealed about the game's side missions, as well as some pretty major teases to Spider-Man's wider Rogues Gallery, which may or may not appear in the final game. So if you want to fully board this hype train with me, then definitely be sure to thwip that like button and subscribe to the channel for any major Marvel Spider-Man 2 content in the future. So to kick things off with this article from Games Radar, is that Marvel Spider-Man 2 has some quote-unquote really cool surprises in its side content. You should play the sequel's optional side missions. Whereas this information was originally unveiled by Daniel Baptista, who I was not only fortunately able to meet during the Marvel Spider-Man 2 preview event, but Daniel himself was actually able to interview Jacinda Chu from Insomniac Games, who, if you don't know, is the senior art director working on Marvel Spider-Man 2. I thought he meant Dave Bautista. I was like, what? And if you want to see Daniel's entire interview with Jacinda, then I will make sure to leave a link to it in the description below. I totally think it's Game of the Year. Of this video, for sure. The article states that the developer of Marvel Spider-Man...
Look at this real quick. Think about all the games that came out this year. We had Jedi Fallen Order, or Jedi Survivor. I think it's Survivor, not Fallen Order. We had Zelda, and those are really like the only two games I can think of that came out this year. And of course, we had this stupid Xbox game that everybody just keeps talking about. I think it's called Let me know, guys, that Xbox game that no one shuts up about, that I don't give a shit about. But we have that game as well. And I hate to say it, but like, I don't give a crap about Zelda. This game is, the hype behind Marvel Spider-Man 2 is beyond anything that Zelda would have done. There was no hype for Zelda was nearly as where the hype is for Marvel Spider-Man 2. People are calling off to play Marvel Spider-Man 2. People are like, just, I wouldn't be surprised if they showed up to school because their parents said you gotta go to school, and then they left school while their parents were at work to go play Marvel Spider-Man 2. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. So it's game of the year. And I swear to God, when I watch the Game Awards, and if that bro doesn't say Marvel Spider-Man 2 is game of the year, I'm done. I quit, because people clearly don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, Starfield. I don't give a crap about Starfield. Hogwarts Legacy, I totally forgot about that game. Mind you, I was excited for Hogwarts Legacy, but I played it for about a day, and I've never touched it since. That's how bad. I don't, like, that. No way that's getting game of the year. No one plays that game anymore, so that's definitely not getting it. Like, no one streams it anymore. It's like dead. Starfield, yeah, people are playing it now, but like, it still doesn't have the hype build up that Spider-Man still has. Like, trust me, like, no one's gonna even want to touch another game when Marvel Spider-Man 2 comes out. Once that game drops, no one's playing any other game. Of course, like, the Xbox players, they're beat because they're Xbox players, so they're gonna be stuck playing Starfield, or they're gonna be stuck playing some Xbox, like Marvel's Lego Xbox game, swinging around in like the black suit. You know what I mean? Singing like Sunflower. They're gonna be stuck doing that. But all I know though is that no one, like, that's gonna be the talk when Spider-Man 2 comes out. That's all anybody's gonna be talking about. That's it. I'm not gonna be touching grass for 3 days when that game comes out. I've been saying this. That's all I care about. RE4. I don't even know what RE4 is, Jimmy. Like, I don't know what that game is, if that's a game. But like, that's what I'm saying is that that's how you know it's Spider-Man 2 is big. If I don't know any other game, like, that's who you know it's game of the year. There is no struggle here. So that's why I'm like, that's what I said in the Game Awards, if it's not Marvel Spider-Man 2 that gets the award, I know someone's lacking there. I know someone's lacking. I just know it. They're lacking because it makes no sense.
Spider-Man 2 has made quote-unquote a big effort with the sequel's side content, which includes more narrative than ever before. In an interview with the Movie Podcast, Jacinda Chu encouraged future Marvel Spider-Man 2 players to play optional missions to see quote-unquote some really cool surprises. According to Chu, Insomniac has quote-unquote added a lot of great side content this time around that adds even more narrative to the game. And as Jacinda elaborated further, is that we've added a lot of great side content. One of the things I know people love about our game is just the amount of narrative and story that we have in the world. So we've definitely made a big effort and pushed to put a lot of narrative into the side content. So I would tell people to please play those optional missions, because you will see some really cool surprises. Where in fact, if we look back at the recently released overview trailer, we not only see a wide variety of side missions that are taking place within the newly updated Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man app, which will feature missions that do revolve around either Peter, Miles, or both of the Spider-Man, but we also got some quick glimpses at what appears to be some of Spider-Man's biggest foes, which may be reserved for the center stage in regards to the game's multitude of side missions, rather than incorporating them into the game's main.
See, I heard about Tears of the Kingdom. Is a good game, but the Switch can't handle the 60 FPS per second. That's what I'm saying, is that, like, that's what I'm trying to say, is that I can't imagine a game like that's going to get Game of the Year. I just can't imagine. Because these are games I really don't hear people really talking about. You know what I mean? Even if they're talking about it, it's like they're overhyping it, if that makes any sense. And it's like, it doesn't show. Yeah, people will talk about it, but it doesn't show. Like, the excitement doesn't show. There has been, like, people have been waiting for this game for 5 years. Marvel Spider-Man 2. For 5 years. That's crazy. It's been 5 years since Spider-Man 1. That's insane to me. So think about that. Like, the hype for this game is unlike any other game we've had in a very, very long time. And it's going to be the same thing for Marvel's Wolverine. That's probably going to win Game of the Year too. I guarantee it. And also, Jedi Survivor. I bought it and I never played it. I just never played it because I can't even like I've been also struggling to try to finish Fallen Order, and it's like I'm not motivated enough to go finish that game. And that's how you know. It's like I'm motivated to finish Marvel Spider-Man 2. That just says it right there, too.
Narrative, considering that it seems like the core story of Marvel Spider-Man 2 is primarily going to focus on the big three antagonists with that of the Lizard, Kraven, and Venom, similar to what we previously saw within Spider-Man
which was
PS4,
so dumb,
where in
Spider-Man
the case of Tombstone, which was easily the best side mission throughout the entire game, even though we did initially encounter him as Mary Jane during one of the game's main story missions, the only way that we were actually able to fight him as Spider-Man is by going through his entire side mission arc. And this certainly made it all the more meaningful for the player in terms of narrative engagement, which is exactly what we already saw within Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales.
I don't know if anybody knows, but that's the final side quest you need to do is you fighting Tombstone. Like this is like the final like side mission to fully complete the game. I did this. I fully 100% in Marvel Spider-Man 1. I don't know if I told you guys that, but I did it off stream. So I'm done with Marvel Spider-Man 1. I'm done. I did everything there. I need to finish Miles Morales, which I will be doing this Sunday. I'm going to try to finish all the side quests this Sunday. Most likely, I'll probably have to do one more stream to do it because there is a couple of things I need to do on there. So judging on what time I start, we'll see how it plays out. But most likely, I'm going to try to finish it this Sunday, fully complete the game. Hopefully, I can. We'll see though.
Player in terms of narrative engagement, which is exactly what we already saw within Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, where every single one of the side missions within that game felt a lot more personal to Miles and his story. So seeing that Insomniac have once again clearly learned some valuable lessons from their previous Spider-Man games and are making sure to incorporate and fully polish those assets within Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is showing just how well refined the experience is shaping up to be. But now moving on to the meat of the situation is who exactly within Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery will we be facing off against during these side missions?
Mysterio.
And no, I'm not only talking about seeing Mysterio and the Prowler appear within the overview trailer, but rather take a closer look at the icons that we see appear in the main map, where alongside of the green eye icon as well as the Prowler's mask obviously being in relation to Mysterio and the Prowler, we also see a couple symbols that look to be in the shape of an orange rock as well as a red flame, where if I had to make an educated guess, I would say that the orange rock is trying to take the shape of a large chunk of granite. And for the case of the red fire symbol, we actually see quite a few enemies within this overview trailer sporting this insignia, which not only fully confirms a brand new enemy faction, but also implies that there should be a bigger Spider-Man villain out there leading that group of enemies. And based on everything that we've seen and heard about Marvel Spider-Man 2 so far, especially knowing how much more impactful the side missions are shaping up to be,
yeah, I have a good feeling too, bro.
That these two villains that are being teased within Marvel Spider-Man 2 are none other than the Sandman and Molten Man.
Is that an Oscar with my name on it? Yeah, I was thinking Emmy, but spiders can't be choosers.
Looking for this, webhead?
Well, if it ain't my old pal, Flint Marko, the Sandman. You know, every time we play together, I end up digging sand out of my costume for weeks.
To start things off with Flint Marko, aka the Sandman, it wouldn't be surprising in the least if he was to be featured in Marvel's Spider-Man 2, considering that he was already shown as an Easter egg within one of the collectible backpacks in Spider-Man PS4. And it's confirmed that Peter has already fought him in the past. But alongside of that obvious fact, if we actually stop and take a more in-depth look at the Digital Deluxe Edition trailer, we do see this blink and you'll miss it shot of Spider-Man, who is once again fighting the enemies with the fire insignia, is directly fighting in an area that has been completely encompassed with sand, which at the same time could easily be a construction site that has gone under attack by this brand new enemy faction, but I'm pretty sure all of us diehard Spider-Man fans are a whole lot smarter at this point, and simply imagining what a full-scale Sandman boss fight would look like within Marvel Spider-Man 2, where we would not only be able to actually fight Sandman as both Peter and Miles, but also imagining what the size of Sandman would be like while fully running on the PlayStation 5 would simply be a dream come true for any Spider-Man gamer out there. And besides Mysterio himself already being one of my most wanted villains to appear within Marvel Spider-Man 2, Sandman is without a doubt right next to him on that list. Now moving on to this fire symbol that we keep seeing, is that we do get a slight tease as to what exactly these missions entail. Where as you can see during this part of the overview trailer, is that Peter is heading straight towards one of these fire missions that's titled Where Have You Been? Where the objective objective is to help Chief Clark, where if I had to guess, I would say that Chief Clark is one of the main firemen that's working at the New York Fire Department. And based on this symbol and this brand new enemy faction, is that there might be a whole lot of arson going on within Marvel's New York, and Spider-Man is likely going to try and do his best to put these fires out. Now, for the case of this brand new enemy faction themselves, only two main...
Also, that villain that he's talking about is one of the villains we're going to be seeing in Spider-Man freshman year. That, like, animated Marvel Studios project for, like, Spider-Man for Disney Plus. He's, like, in that big shot of the villains. He's, like, right there in the shot. So, let me know if you guys know that villain's name, but, like, we're getting him in the game as, like, a side villain.
Main fire-based Spider-Man villains that I can think of directly relate to Butane and Molten Man. Now, for the case of Butane, he's actually one of the far more deep-cut Spider-Man villains within his Rogues Gallery. But if you have kept up to date with other Spider-Man media, you would have seen that he's actually going to be making an appearance within the upcoming Spider-Man cartoon with Spider-Man freshman year. And
yeah,
trust me,
I think
if
it did get
Insomniac is
canceled
already
too.
fully capable of including Screwball within Spider-Man PS4, then I don't think it would be that far-fetched for them to include a Z-list villain like Butane within Marvel's Spider-Man 2. But for me, I would much rather like to see their own unique twist on a character like Molten Man within their Spider-Man universe. Similar to how Molten Man within the Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon was actually Liz Allen's brother of Mark Allen instead of the original character of Molten Man with Mark Raxton, which in my opinion is actually my personal favorite version of the Molten Man character. And seeing how Insomniac are already taking several liberties within Marvel's Spider-Man 2, with the biggest one being of them confirming that the traditional Venom host of Eddie Brock is not going to be the Venom that we see within Marvel's Spider-Man 2, I have no doubt that Insomniac's writers know exactly what they're doing. And if that means that we end up receiving new and fresh takes for all these Spider-Man characters and their respective stories, then I for one am all for it. Now, the last major villain that was teased for Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is actually one that's a pretty massive spoiler for the game's story. So if you want to experience Marvel's Spider-Man 2 by going in completely blind, then now's your chance.
Guys, I don't know what he's going to be spoiling here, so let me know if you guys want to keep watching. Because, like I said, I don't know what the spoilers are going to be. I really don't. I don't know what he's about to talk about, but he's about to talk about something. So definitely let me know. I'll give it a minute to hear a response if you guys care or don't care. It's probably something we already know. I mean, I don't know what much spoilers we could get besides the fact that I already kind of know some things anyways because of the gameplay trailers and things. So it's up to you. It's up to you. Like, do we want to keep going? Because I don't know what he's about to say. But we might already know. That's the thing. I really don't know what he's about to talk about. So I'll wait to hear what you guys want to do. Definitely let me know. Because I really don't know what bro's about to talk about. Oh, man. All right, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna say F it and we're gonna do it. Yeah, keep watching. Okay, let's do it.
Chance to either click off the video or just skip ahead once I'm done talking about this particular villain. And believe me when I say that this is an absolutely massive villain. And my jaw pretty much dropped straight to the floor once I knew exactly what Insomniac was referencing. So during my hands-on gameplay with Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which I can't show you within this B-roll footage, is that I set out as Peter to track down the Lizard directly after that PlayStation Showcase demo. And during this sequence, Peter followed the Lizard to the sewers where he actually found an underground red spiral. And for any of you who have kept up with the recent Venom comics, you would know full well that that giant red spiral is clearly a sign directly relating to Null, who is the god of the symbiotes.
No way.
And if these Insomniac Spider-Man games didn't already prove that these titles are made by the fans for the fans, then I honestly don't know what will. The fact that Insomniac directly included a Null Easter egg in Marvel Spider-Man 2 is absolutely insane. However, I think fully introducing Null within the story of Marvel Spider-Man 2 is just a bit too ambitious for this game's main narrative. And instead, I mainly think that Insomniac is going to be focusing on the symbiote and how that alien creature ends up bonding with Peter to then later attach itself to another host and become Venom.
Sick,
and
though.
if anything, I think that this nod to Null is simply an Easter egg for die-hard Venom fans. But who knows, if we somehow actually end up seeing Null appear within Marvel Spider-Man 2 or the inevitable Marvel Spider-Man 3, that would just be flat out crazy. But nonetheless, it looks like we're just gonna have to find out for ourselves by the time we actually play Marvel Spider-Man 2
Maybe
on
Avengers
October
game.
20th.
I hope so.
In the end, everybody,
Jamaica,
Spider-Man
I hope
has
so,
an
bro.
absolutely gigantic rogues gallery. And knowing exactly who we're already going to be facing off against within the game, and seeing who has now been teased to be featured in Marvel Spider-Man 2, I genuinely believe what Jacinda said, where we are definitely going to be expecting a whole lot more surprises by the time we play the full game. And I, for one, just can't wait to find out exactly what they are. But until that time comes, everybody, that's the video I have for all you today,
Alright,
and
bet.
please let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down
W
below.
video
What do you think
by
of these
Evan
villain
Falorca.
teases for Marvel Spider-Man 2? And besides the villains I've already listed, which other villains would you want to fight within the game? It could
Guys, let me know. What other villains would you want to fight within the game? Like, let me know. Whether it be this game or maybe the next one. What villains do you want to fight? Or what villains do you want to see show up in one of these Spider-Man games? I'm really curious to know. But yeah, W video by Evan. It was a good video. I gotta figure out what video now we're gonna watch, because that was pretty much all the videos I kind of had that I wanted to really watch out of the choice of videos I was looking at. So I gotta think, what now? Grim Reaper and Bullseye. Bullseye would be fire if they added Bullseye. I think they'd be really, really cool, because that's one step closer to like actually having Daredevil, or bringing Daredevil into the mix would be sick. Or if they even save that villain for like a Daredevil game, that'd be really, really cool. Okay, let's go here. Marvel's, okay, wait, actually, there was one video I really, really wanted to watch, and it was regarding Loki. I can't remember who it was. It might have been, was it the Cosmic Wonder? I think it was the Cosmic Wonder that made the video I wanted to watch. Yeah, we gotta watch this. Loki Season 2 will change everything. We're watching this. I don't know how long this video is, but we're gonna watch it. It's like 27 minutes or something like that. We could watch it. Maybe the Wrecking Crew. That'd be really, really cool. Well, let's watch this, because I really want to watch this.
Welcome back, everyone.
Yo, it's actually a long-ass video. Oh, no, scratch that. This is like a live stream. This isn't even, I would say, even a video. This is a pretty long-ass thing. I'll watch it on my own time, because that's a long video. But, okay, let's look at it. Do we want to watch more Spider-Man related videos, or do we want to look at some MCU stuff? Like, let me know. Because we could watch some Marvel stuff. Like, this video just dropped, I think. But yeah, this dropped like 5 hours ago. Marvel's plans for MCU reboot in Phase 7 after Avengers Secret Wars. Do we want to watch this? Because we can. The perfect ending. Let's watch it. Let's just watch it.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm Warren Thompson.
Even
and it
this
looks
is a
like
long-ass
Marvel
video.
Studios is actually going to reboot the MCU. Now, of course, they're not going to do this right now.
Alright, let's
It's
watch
happening
this.
after Avengers Secret Wars, or should I say in Avengers Secret Wars. And that's a little telling about the movie. It means that not everything is going to go according to the Avengers and other heroes like the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. All the other teams, it's not going to go according to their plans. And at the end of Kang Dynasty, the heroes will most likely lose, and the multiverse will begin to essentially fall apart and collapse, and probably be under the control of the Council of Kangs and the Kang Trio, Ramatut, Immortus, and the Scarlet Centurion. Then in Avengers Secret Wars, the Avengers might win, along with the other heroes. However, that doesn't mean they'll necessarily be able to restore the damage that has been done. And that is where the MCU reboot comes in. And this new reboot could essentially get rid of the Avengers, which sounds crazy, but of course, they're doing this to make way for the X-Men. And based off of everything that we've heard so far about Secret Wars, it sounds like the Avengers and some other characters are going to get a pretty good send-off. So we'll break down what we hear is going to happen during and at the end of Secret Wars, and how the new MCU will begin. And if you're new, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the latest MCU news. We're also doing a big giveaway right now. We'll talk more about that at the end. So for a few weeks now, a lot of insiders have talked about
guys, let me know how the volume is, because I'm just gonna keep it up all the way, because
once it is done.
I don't want
now, a lot of
on the
people are
rewatch
wondering
for
what
people
that
that are gonna
means.
rewatch
Is
this
this
for the
going
volume
to
to be
start
too
the
low?
MCU completely over from
So
the
it should be
beginning?
good.
Is everything that has happened before from Iron Man up until now going to be erased? That's a thought that can upset some people, understandably so. I wouldn't want the entirety of what we've already gotten in the MCU to be erased, but fortunately for us, it does not sound like that is going to be the case. From what we are hearing from a lot of insiders, this is going to be a soft reboot. So not everything is going to be completely erased. However, moving forward in the MCU, things are going to be pretty new. In a way, this is kind of the best of both worlds. We get to keep the past, everything that we've loved up until now, but moving forward, we get a brand new future. The recent report coming from insider Can We Get Some Toast, who stated on Twitter yesterday, yes, Hugh Jackman won't be recast until after Avengers Secret Wars. Now to touch on that part real quick, because we've all been hearing about a new Wolverine for the MCU being cast and shown to us in Deadpool 3, what this tweet is referring to is that Hugh Jackman's Wolverine...
Who do I think will be the main for the Fantastic Four? I don't know. Because like I said, I know as of right now, Vanessa Kirby, it was kind of like confirmed that she will be kind of like the main Sue Storm. And I know that, again, the guy that's Eddie from Stranger Things was I think pretty confirmed to be the main for Johnny Storm. Now, we're not quite sure about Ben Grimm, and we're not quite sure about Mr. Fantastic, but I know for a while they asked, I think this was the last rumor, is that they asked Jake Gyllenhaal to be Mr. Fantastic, which I hope that's not the case. I don't want him to be Mr. Fantastic because he was already Mysterio, so no, and I also just don't think that Jake Gyllenhaal would be able to pull off that role, in my personal opinion. Typo, I mean the main villain. Oh, well, the main villain, I think, I want to say Doctor Doom, but at the same time, I don't know, because I feel like that would make sense instead of just doing someone like Galactus. That's someone that's too big. I think Galactus needs to be someone that you wait for, because I know he's not going to be the main villain, of course, of Kang Dynasty. In Secret Wars, it's going to be Kang. So I would rather not it be Galactus, but I heard that we could have Silver Surfer in there. So maybe it'll just be Silver Surfer, and then maybe they'll put the breadcrumbs, or eventually we'll get Galactus, like in the next phase. That will be the big villain. I really don't know. I feel like it's going to be like Doom or Silver Surfer. It's going to be one or the other. I have no clue. But we'll just have to wait and see. Hell, it could just be Kang. Kang might be a villain. A version of Kang might be the villain of Fantastic Four. I mean, it makes sense. He might play Rama Tut. You know what I mean? That might, and then maybe get to their main universe and be the main villain. I have no clue. We'll just have to wait and see.
Wolverine is going to be our main Wolverine in the MCU until Secret Wars. It's not until after Secret Wars where a new Wolverine will take the spotlight. Yes, we still might have a very good idea of who the new Wolverine is in Deadpool 3, like some insiders have implied, but even if we do see the newly casted Wolverine for the new MCU after Secret Wars, he will not come into play until after Secret Wars. In the meantime, it is going to remain Hugh Jackman, as it should, because he's making an epic return to his character of Wolverine and joining the MCU, plus the new X-Men teams aren't...
Galactus has heralds, so they can be main villains. I mean, I don't know. That's the thing. I mean, because yeah, he has heralds. Sometimes it could be Ghost Rider. It could be all that, but I don't think it's gonna be any of that stuff. That's why I think it's gonna be like Silver Surfer. That's like the main herald, I would say, that people are very like familiar with. So that's why I'm thinking I could see Silver Surfer, but we don't see Galactus until like the next phase of like because if I'm correct, Fantastic Four is what, like not next year, but like what, the year after that, or is it next year? I have no clue, but it's in phase 5. I know that for a fact, right? So like phase 5 still, like Fantastic Four. So, or maybe it's in phase 6. I don't know, but I don't think we're gonna be seeing Galactus. Like, I would be surprised if we saw him sooner than like after we're done with the Kang stuff. It could be multiple. I don't know. We'll have to just wait and see. You know what I mean? I don't know if we're going to get multiple villains. And
going to be established until after Secret Wars anyways, so it wouldn't really make sense to have a new Wolverine in the MCU right now. But the rest of the report from Can We Get Some Toast states this: Feige is making Secret Wars the send-off to not only the current MCU, but all the Marvel movies that come before Iron Man. It's the ultimate soft reboot to make way for something
you
all
said
new
year after that.
and
Okay.
all different. Now, if you understand what they are saying here, it's actually pretty awesome, because when they say it's going to be a send-off not only to the current MCU, but all the Marvel movies that came before Iron Man, you know that means we're talking about everything from the first X-Men movie to Spider-Man to Daredevil with Ben Affleck
To
and
Fantastic
everything
Four.
else in between up
Ghost
until
Rider.
Iron Man, and then from Iron Man
Blade.
to Avengers Endgame to Secret Wars. So essentially Secret Wars is going to give us a farewell and a send-off to everything that has literally happened with Marvel before Secret Wars up.
Which
to
is
Secret
really
Wars,
cool.
which is crazy to think about. Now, we've known for a while that Kevin Feige wanted to do this. He wanted to bring back the original X-Men, the original Fantastic Four, Ben Affleck's Daredevil, Elektra with Jennifer Garner, The Punisher with Thomas Jane, Nick Cage's Ghost Rider,
Yeah,
so
that's
on
the
and
one
so
I care
forth. If
about
you
a
think
lot is
about
Nick Cage's
everything that's
Ghost
come
Rider.
before, and you think about the possibility of all of these old legacy characters being on screen with our new MCU characters, that's an absolutely insane thought. Plus, not to mention, this is the multiverse, and Secret Wars is all about the multiverse. So there, of course, is the possibility that these characters can be on screen with Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, with Chris Evans' Captain America. They can come back
So dope.
specifically to be a part of this farewell. Now, of course, they're going to be from another universe, but hopefully they would suit up for the same character to give them a proper goodbye. And really, it's a big, giant thank you. Thank you to everything that has come before the MCU.
Yeah, 'cause
Thank
without
you
all
to the
these
start
things, we
and
wouldn't have the
foundation of
MCU.
the MCU and everything that has led up to now. It's very poetic and is kind of Kevin Feige's love letter to everything, to all Marvel. I love it. I love the idea, but let me know what you think
love the
about it
idea
in the
too.
comments down below. Now, the future of the MCU after Secret Wars, after this poetic goodbye, could possibly be even more insane than what we've already seen. We'll talk about that in just a bit, but first, big thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this
skipping
video.
this
Many of
sponsor.
you may know that I personally use HelloFresh and I love it. It makes cooking, starting with what we're going to assume is Phase 7, but if they are doing a soft reboot, could go back and call it Phase 1, or possibly get rid of phases altogether. Or maybe call it something like Universe 2, or something like Universe 900 Phase 1. Whatever it may be, the new start of the new MCU after Secret Wars.
I hope they
this
keep
will
the
begin
phases, 'cause I
and
like
primarily
Phase
focus
1,
on
Phase
the
2.
X-Men. And what most of us assume it's going to be like is the Avengers. Just like how the Avengers started in Phase 1, we assume that the X-Men will basically begin the same way. Why? Well, because it worked. It worked with Phase 1. It worked with Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and yes, the Hulk, even though it was a different Hulk, but it also worked with the other characters they introduced in these movies that would go on to be a part of the Avengers team, like Hawkeye and Black Widow. They introduced the individual characters, gave us their origin stories, and they were brought together to form the Avengers. It was fantastic, and if you were there at the start of the MCU and were old enough to go to the theaters at that point in time and watch the Avengers come together in that film, you know how amazing it was. This model is pretty much perfect.
I remember the opening night of Avengers 1, and I was just so happy, so excited. And I remember I was sitting in the back. I mean, the theater was packed. Mind you, this was the theater I used to go. I don't go to this theater anymore because I think it's just like poorly managed. I think it just is like a dump, if I'm being honest. But back in the day, it didn't used to be that way. When it was it used to be a Carmike. It was before AMC. So it was before AMC was even a thing, I believe, at the time. But it used to be called Carmike. And I remember it was a packed theater. We were sitting in the back, and I remember just so many people were there, and so many people were excited. I was geeking out the entire time. I think I saw that movie probably about 5 times in theaters, Avengers 1. It was probably about 5 times I remember seeing that movie in theaters. Maybe it was like 6. It was either 5 or 6. All I remember is I saw that movie a lot in theaters because I was just so excited. It was something that was never been done before, especially on that scale. So, yeah, it truly was like, I'm so glad I got into the MCU at the beginning. I'm so glad I was there every step of the way. I was there. I'm just so glad. Right from Iron Man 1, I was in the theater watching that movie. So I've been a part of this journey for a very long time. It's really crazy to think about that, but I'm still with them. Let's go. So
for a big ensemble team coming together. So what we hope and assume that Phase 7 or Phase 1 of a different universe is going to be like is like Phase 1 of the MCU that we know and love. However, we'll start with the X-Men. So we'll get introduced to Wolverine, maybe Rogue, maybe Professor X, Magneto, and I'm sure some of the stories will be put into one as well. Perhaps they do a movie about Professor X and Magneto's relationship, even though that would kind of be like First Class, but it's in the MCU, so it would be different. But ultimately, you have individual solo movies giving us origin stories of X-Men in this universe, or mutants, I should say, and then ultimately, you have an X-Men film where they all come together. That way, it's a giant, huge event, just like the first Avengers film, and then you can go on to do it like the other Avengers films, where they come back together, and they're these really big events that make fans super excited because they only come around once every few years. And then ultimately, you could have a huge X-Men, Avengers, Fantastic Four, whatever, huge X-Men, Avengers events.
This shit looks mad goofy. Like, look at this, look at this, look at this. We got that dude from Hunger Games. We got Finnick. I can't remember his actual name. We got, it looks like Emma Stone almost as Jean. I don't know who that is. That's Alexandra Daddario as Rogue, which is not too bad. That's not a bad casting. I think she'd kill it as a Rogue. That's actually not bad. But like, this shit looks goofy though, bro. Like, of course we have John and Emily, which I loved. That's what I initially wanted, but it's never gonna happen. As you know, Sue and of course Reed. But it's just so weird seeing this like kind of concept art.
Super excited because they only come around once every whatever event again, like Avengers Endgame, and of course Avengers Secret Wars. And I know everybody is hoping that at some point in time we do get an Avengers vs. X-Men film. And since the X-Men are going to play such a huge role in the new MCU, you might be asking, well, what is going to happen to the Avengers? And since this is going to be a soft reboot, we are assuming that some of the old characters from Phase 4, Phase 5, or Phase 6 will bleed over into the new universe. Characters like Kamala Khan, aka Miss Marvel. During the show Miss Marvel, we learned that she is kind of a mutant. So it is possible that her story goes over into the new MCU where she might actually end up becoming an X-Men. And it is of course possible that characters like Doctor Strange or the Scarlet Witch, due to
especially in the new issue of Miss Marvel, she does become an X-Men. So that's actually not even like, wasn't even a shock to me because I started the theory before that show came out. I said they're not gonna go with the whole she is, you know what, she's what is it? I forget the word. You know, Terrigen Mist. They're not gonna go with that. They're gonna make her a mutant. They're not gonna go that like, you know, the whole, I forget what they were called. It was that one show. I can't remember like think of it. But I know they weren't gonna go with the Terrigen Mist. I knew they were gonna make her, of course, a mutant. So when Bruna says, you know, you have something in your genes, some sort of mutation, I was like, I knew it. I was like, I called it. Like, maybe recast Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, Thor. I hope not. I don't want to see a reboot. Oh, jeez, I don't know why I'm so tired right now, but I don't want to see a reboot, Jamigi, like with our original characters. I just don't want to see it. I hope that doesn't happen, but well, I don't know. I don't know how I'll feel about that. I guess in a way we're kind of giving a reboot now, with, you know, Sam taking up the shield, and it's kind of like a slight reboot, but not really. I just don't want other characters coming in here and we're following another Steve Rogers. I don't want to do all that. So I think that's probably, depending on how it plays out, that might be my exit. I highly doubt it, but I don't know. It's weird to think about me sitting through another Avengers with the characters that we kind of already saw. You know what I mean? Especially the actors that we hold dear that play those characters. It would just be so weird seeing that happen. So I don't know how I feel
their
about
magical powers could stick around in the new universe as well. Right now, we're unsure of which characters are going to be sticking around, but we do know that the X-Men are going to be new, and they're going to play a huge part in the beginning of this new chapter of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Heck, perhaps they'll even call it Chapter 2. Chapter 2, Phase 1. Hit me up, Marvel. I got ideas. But let me know what you think about all of this in the comments down below.
This is a pretty good video by Cosmic Wonder.
Of a soft reboot. Does this sound good to you, or would you have it some other way? And if you would, please let me know what that way would be. So don't forget to subscribe so you can keep up on all the latest MCU news, and of course like the video. And if you subscribe and leave a comment, you're automatically entered in our giveaway for a chance to win an Xbox Series.
See, I'm still trying to get over the fact that I'm trying to picture us seeing the Fantastic Four and us seeing the X-Men on screen in the MCU. Like our X-Men, our Fantastic Four. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that because it would be so surreal and it would just be so unbelievable. Because if you think about it, like those were characters that we never thought we would see in the universe. But now that like we bought Fox, seeing those characters, it's just gonna be so crazy. It's gonna feel like the comics, how we're gonna have the X-Men, we're gonna have the Avengers, we're gonna have the Fantastic Four. It's really gonna be really awesome. But like I said, it's gonna be weird if we're doing like a full reboot and we're like we have another Iron Man, we have another Captain America. Like we have like when I say that, I mean like a Tony Stark, a Steve Rogers, a Natasha Romanoff, a Clint Barton. Like we get a full ass reboot, like almost like you know how they're doing the Harry Potter reboot on HBO Max. I don't know how I feel about that because I hold the original Harry Potters very close to my heart. I don't know how I feel. It's still very weird and it feels too soon. I don't like when they do that, companies. So I just don't know how I'd feel about that. Superwise, you said thoughts on the MCU, potentially soft rebooting post Secret Wars. Post? I would rather them just keep going. I don't want them just redoing the characters that we already know. Just keep going. There's other characters out there. You have the multiverse out there. You do stuff with that. Just don't fully start over again with characters that we already grew close to. It just would just be weird, in my personal opinion. Supervisor said Fantastic Four, X-Men, entering the MCU, gonna be surreal. It's gonna be crazy. It's so weird to think we're gonna, because we had the Avengers as a substitute. Like, who would have thought we would have, with these big, because think about it, at the time, no one cared about the Avengers. It was X-Men, it was Fantastic Four. That's what we had. But now that, like, we're able to have them in there, it's crazy. It's very crazy to me. I can't process it. Who's hotter? What is it? You said Dental or Danit? Or I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. I think it's like Dainty Inferno. Dainty Inferno. I think that's what I'm just gonna call you Dainty if that's okay. You said who's hotter, Catwoman or Black Cat? Black Cat. That Black Cat. Yeah. Felicia. I'm down bad for Felicia. Yeah. Especially if it's Insomniac's Black Cat. Yeah. Yeah. And there. But then again, what are we talking about? Are we talking about like Felicia? And are we talking about Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman? Because, oh Lord, that's a hard one. That's a whole nother thing. Because the Felicia Hardy we have, of course, in Insomniac Spider-Man, Black Cat, and then we got Catwoman, Zoe Kravitz. That's very hard because they're both very fine. So that's a whole nother like arena. That's like very hard. But I think I would still by a hair do, of course, Felicia Hardy. I think it by a hair. But come on now. Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman was just was great. It was great. But that was a good video. Like I said, shout out Cosmic Wonder because he does great vids over there. So that was a good video. I don't know, guys. I will be ending stream at 8. Which is in a couple of minutes because I want to go get something to eat before like everything closes. I'm probably gonna order something. I'm not quite sure. We'll see how it all plays out. I don't even know what I would order, but I'd probably order something. So I'm X Black Cat based off transgender actress apparently down bad for transgender media men's why has Black Cat not appeared in movie yet? I have no clue. Dainty Inferno, I have no clue. I mean, technically, Black Cat did. I mean, she was in Amazing Spider-Man 2, but that was just Felicia Hardy, which Felicia Hardy is Black Cat, but they just never... I think in Spider-Man 3, she was supposed to be in the suit, but it never happened, of course, in the Amazing Spider-Man movies. It just never happened after Amazing Spider-Man 2. But, Media Maze Insomnia Podcast based on... Question mark? I'm not even going to answer that question, Media. Like, I feel like you're starting something, so I'm not even going to answer that question. Black Cat, she's fine. Simple as that. You know what I mean? She's super fine. Anybody would say the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you're trying to do there, my guy. But yeah. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be ending the stream pretty soon. If anybody has any like video suggestions, definitely let me know. I'm trying to think of what else. I don't even know what that is, dude. Like that emojis you're using. But I don't tolerate any like you know, rude stuff, you know what I mean? Comic Explained. Okay, we can watch Comic Explained. It's all about love and positivity, man. Media. Okay, so let's go Comics Explained. Comics Explained. Also, actually, you're wrong about that, Media. Just so you know, that's actually is not true. Just so you know that. So you're saying shit that's actually not even true. So about the Gwen thing, because that's what the trans community said, but it was never confirmed by anybody from across the Spider-Verse. And even if it was true, it's okay. So I really don't know what you're doing here, but that was never confirmed though. But let me do this. Because if you're gonna, you know, be like that, that's what's gonna end up happening. So yeah. Dude, why is this dude acting like this? Yeah, I know they do. So why are you being like that though? That's the thing. All right, guys, what video do you want to watch in here? For Comics Explained. I'm really curious. Do we want to watch... Ooh, what's this? I thought this was Black Suit Spider-Man for a minute, right? Nightcrawler becomes Spider-Man? Uncanny Spider-Man? Yo, is this good? Has anybody read this? I'm actually, like, really curious, because this actually looks pretty dope. Yo, guys, let me know if there's a way to block somebody. Like, let me know, because I don't know what the heck Media's problem is. I really don't, but let me know. Jimmy, you said you've never read it? Okay, well, do we want to watch this? Because it seems cool. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I really don't know what that all was about. It's really sad because why someone has to be rude or start, accusing me of things. You know what I mean? I don't know why, but yeah, I think I blocked him, so I think so. But yeah, I don't know what that was all about, but we're gonna watch this.
What's going on, guys? This is Rob, and we are back with the Fall of X, and we are covering Uncanny Spider-Man when Nightcrawler becomes Spider-Man. And Marvel
Is the volume
Comics,
good, guys?
Really,
Let me
really
know.
amazing. Okay, so this basically opens up with a couple of guys who are effectively snatching up organs, right? Literally the black market organ trade, and just trying to escape. Now, one of the cool things they do here, and I feel like this is built off of Spider-Man Homecoming, right? The movie.
Oh.
Where they come to this realization that when it comes to like any of the Spider-Man that they're referencing, right? So really like Miles Morales or Peter Parker, being in the city is what makes villains easy to catch because they can just swing from one building to the next. So instead, they race through Central Park. And they kind of have this statement where they say, like, how come nobody ever thought about this before? Which under normal circumstances would be the right thing to do, except they didn't bank on Nightcrawler, who shows up dressed as Spider-Man, and it looks amazing. Like, I want to know your all thoughts. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about Nightcrawler as Spider-Man. Like, how do you feel about how he looks? Because he looks dope. Now, of course, Nightcrawler is able to get the upper hand quite readily. And in reality, if we're being honest, I feel like Nightcrawler would make a more effective version of Spider-Man because unlike Peter Parker, who just swings, Nightcrawler can teleport, and he can also climb.
Could you imagine if he had
There
the
are some things that
symbiote
Spider-Man can do,
suit
like,
on?
He's way stronger than Nightcrawler is.
That'd be
But ultimately, Nightcrawler gets the upper hand on these guys. Now,
like he was
one
Spider-Man.
of the things that takes place
Crazy.
in this fight between the two of them, or really between Nightcrawler and these guys, is Nightcrawler dons this kind of like astral sword. And these guys don't really know what to make of it. That what one of these guys have been doing is actually focusing on something called Spider Stands, which is effectively a forum for like people who are on the lookout for Spider-Man or who are fans for Spider-Man. But it's a really good place for like criminals to canvas to learn what Spider-Man's doing and if there's like any new abilities or anything along those lines. Everybody has heard of this new version of Spider-Man, right? Nightcrawler as Spider-Man, but nobody really knows a whole lot about him. And there was certainly no word about him having just this crazy sword. We will talk about that here in a minute, but one of the things that goes on is that he's actually met by these guys who kind of walk up on him after he defeats these villains. And one of the guys, which is kind of hilarious, is like, hey man, like we've heard about you, we're big fans. Would you mind signing a $20 bill for me? I'll take a couple of 10s if you've got it. Which is actually a pretty smart way to try to get money out of somebody, to be honest with you. But then there's this chick that shows up out of nowhere and asks like where her baby is. Now, she will be important here in a little while. And in fact, it's going to blow your mind once we actually get to what's really going on with her character, because it's amazing. But before anything can happen, one of the Sentinels show up. Now, the crazy thing about this is, remember, during Fall of X,
yeah,
and
bro,
the fact that
it
mutants
does
are
get
not supposed to be
insane
on Earth,
in the comics,
when Tony
man.
Stark's company was taken over, which of course you'll find a playlist for Fall of X at the end of this video, that the Sentinels were basically restructured and recreated using Stark tech, which makes them more powerful
OP?
and capable
Yeah,
than they normally are.
that's
But of course,
crazy.
like traditional Sentinels, they have the ability to detect a mutant presence, and they detect Nightcrawler. Now, one of the homeless guys kind of starts yelling at the Sentinels and saying, hey man, like we're all just normal people here. It's cool, relax. And the Sentinel in turn actually scans the group for DNA evidence of there being any basically mutant here whatsoever. And then a kind of disembodied voice comes out of nowhere and tells Nightcrawler to relax. We'll talk about that here in a second, because there's going to be this sort of tell-all that happens to kind of explain what in the world is going on here. Because admittedly, we're just kind of thrown in the middle of everything. And so once this happens, Nightcrawler grabs the human organs, teleports away, of course, taking him to a hospital.
I just can't imagine. You know how OP that would be, though? If about Nightcrawler being Spider-Man? That's insane. That's so cool. Especially because I love the... I'm pretty sure this is the symbiote suit, right? It looks like it. Like if you, like back in the, like when the symbiote suit first showed up back in the day, it was a red spider. So it kind of looks like he's rocking the symbiote suit a little bit, especially with the kind of the eye shape. But I could be wrong. Even if he's just Spider-Man, that's still sick. To have the strength, to have the webbing, to have the like kind of, I would say already Nightcrawler kind of has like a, almost like a very gymnastic kind of move around. Like he's very like, you know, light on his feet, and especially now also with the tail as the weapon, and also him being able to, like, you know, teleport places that he wants to go. It just makes him even more OP, and I think that's really, really cool.
And then we pick up with a conversation between himself and Spider-Man. Now, here's the thing. When Peter Parker arrives here and starts talking to Nightcrawler, it's made pretty clear in no uncertain terms that Peter doesn't really have a problem with Nightcrawler basically pretending to be like another version of Spider-Man in New York, but it's not as though Nightcrawler is taking over the role of Spider-Man.
Why did Nightcrawler do that,
He even asked the question, like, how long is this going to go on for? So one of the things to understand about this and why Nightcrawler's even acting as Spider-Man in the first place really comes out of the prelude to Fall of X, which was Sons of X. That largely dealt with basically Marvel writing Legion out because Legion's just an astronomically powerful character. The guy could snap his fingers and end the entire Fall of X event. So in order to actually be able to tell the event, Marvel wrote his character out. For Nightcrawler, he actually had this crazy thing that went on with him. So what ended up happening is Nightcrawler was basically taken and corrupted, and then in an effort to discredit the mutant population, was sent in under this corruption and assassinated like 3 different public officials, right, in a very, very public way, so that it could go towards this idea of Orchis putting out this propaganda campaign. Mutants are inherently bad, they work against us, all that kind of stuff. It was because of that when Fall of X first kicked off and Orchis made this claim that the mutant flowers and medicines and so on that were designed to basically help humanity were kind of a backdoor way for mutants to kill humanity, why it was so credible. Because there had been like these kind of schemes that Orchis had been doing to discredit the mutant population. One of the other things that had gone on here, and with regards to the nature of Nightcrawler's sword, that Mother Righteous had basically weaponized his hope,
Spider-Man
which is
Beyond
to
the
say, like,
Spider-Verse
as
would
most
be
people
sick.
know when it comes to Nightcrawler, he's almost like this
cool.
incorruptible guy when it comes to how much he hopes. It's all based on his faith, and his faith is a very, very core part
I'm
of
really
his
curious. What Spider-Mans do you like? What other Spider-Man do you think we'll see, or you know what I mean, in the next Beyond the Spider-Verse movie? I'm really curious to know, like, if anybody has any like predictions or who they want to see. Because I don't know. The more I think about it, I don't know. I would like to see, like, of course, like Toby, Andrew, and Tom. I would like to see in the next one. I don't know if that's what's going to end up happening. If they're going to be able to get them in the booth, especially when we really don't know when it's going to be, and we kind of, like, for the rumors that we heard about, you know, Toby being in possibly showing up at the end of Deadpool 3, and then him being in Secret Wars, Andrew being in Secret Wars, all this stuff. It just makes me wonder, do you think they'll have time between everything, if that is true, making cameos in, you know, Beyond the Spider-Verse? I'm actually, like, really, really curious to know. MJ Spider-Woman would be sick if they added MJ Spider-Woman in a Beyond the Spider-Verse. That would be really, really cool. I know I want Japanese Spider-Man. I don't know if, do you think they'll be in the next one? I'm really curious to know. Do you think they'll? I thought he was supposed to be, because when it was the teaser, and I mean before we actually had like the teaser, they just showed the different Spider logos, and people pointed out, and one of them like, oh, that could be Japanese Spider-Man. Do you think we'll get him in like the next one? I'm really curious to know.
Character, but taking that ideology and turning it into a physical weapon, that's why he has the sword that he has now. In terms of the disembodied voice, that's still a little bit murky. The only thing we really seem to have here is kind of a conversation that took place between Nightcrawler and I'm pretty sure it was Banshee, where the question was asked, did like Legion leave you anything, right? Kind of like a parting gift before he took off. And basically Nightcrawler saw this kind of like white gremlin that was just kind of lingering around him, and like that was it. Presumably that's what's going on here. It's a little portion of Legion that he left behind with Nightcrawler, and that's what blocked the Sentinel from being able to detect his mutant gene. Either that, or it was a kind of a parting gift in the sense that that's also his hope manifested in a physical form, and it's kind of like unlimited power, right? Because hope is limitless, like that kind of thing. It's much metaphorical as it is anything else. But again, it's not overly obvious here, and it's very, very murky in terms of how it works. But the crazy thing about this is that this is really just kind of Nightcrawler laying low. It's him just kind of figuring out what it is that he's going to do. And the reason for that is because after the forced assassinations and all that kind of stuff leading up to Fall of X, before all these mutants were attacked and forced to leave and so on, Nightcrawler had willingly left the X-Men. So he was not there when the Fall of X event kicked off.
So what I'm gathering is that the X-Men are kind of where like I guess the mutants were being hunted by like the Stark, Sentinels. So he just went into hiding pretending to be Spider-Man. From like what I'm understanding here, which is pretty interesting comic line. That's something I never would have expected, but that's actually kind of genius that he's just because he could kind of replicate Spider-Man on the fact that he could just make it look like he's just moving around very nimble like Spider-Man trying to stay in the shadows. So it kind of makes sense that he would probably be able to try to pull that off and pretend to be Spider-Man and not look like he was a mutant. So that's very interesting of a comic arc. That's pretty interesting.
And the mutants on Krakoa were attacked. So if you were wondering where he was, that's why he wasn't present. And so here, him being in this place is him just kind of figuring out where his life goes from here, what life looks like for himself, doing what he can to try to help mutants from the shadows, but not being overly obvious about it. And so from there, we switch from Kurt Wagner, right, from Nightcrawler to Orchis headquarters itself. And this is amazing because this brings back like Days of Future Past and Age of Apocalypse in one of the coolest ways, right? Great callbacks to these stories. So one of the things that Orchis realizes is that one of the Sentinels that was out there on Gene Patrol had initially detected him, and where the image was sent back to Orchis,
Spider-Man,
they recognized that it's Nightcrawler, but the Sentinel didn't know it was him and basically left. Now, again, we know it's just because of the manipulation by that gremlin, presumably as Hope, whatever, but Orchis doesn't quite understand what's going on. But what they have been tipped off to is that mutants are finding a way to shield their mutant gene from Orchis. Now, if you remember the Iron Man video that we did, where we talked about that, where basically Emma Frost, right, one of the most powerful telepaths in existence, wearing a ring that was presumably created by Tony Stark to hide her mutant gene. If Orchis ever became aware of the fact that mutants...
Could you imagine though, like if anybody would be able to do that would be Tony, figure out the way to hide like Sentinels from figuring out, you're a mutant. Like I feel like that is pretty cool. I feel like if anybody could figure that out, I mean, this is the same person that like could figure out time travel and all that stuff, but that is pretty interesting and pretty cool. Like I wonder if we'll get anything like, well, I guess not now because Tony's gone, but like it would be cool if we got like a different multiverse version of Tony if they ever did the line with like if they ever did like the kind of like the story arc with Sentinels in the MCU, which I feel like where the MCU is at with kind of like damage control and stuff like that, I could see that being the new kind of like the new, what is it, not AIM, I forget, the new kind of Strucker almost for thing, or if I'm saying the thing right, I don't know who the hell, on the top of my head, I can't remember who created the Sentinels, but that would be really, really cool if they kind of did something like that, where like, I feel like that's where things are going, from like, from what we could see in the MCU with like, again, like damage control and attacking, Miss Marvel in the show and all that, and kind of I would not be surprised if mutants start popping up, that would be their response, like, oh, let's just create bots and stuff like that to arrest them or take them out or something like that. It would be really cool to see that, but like, because I don't like the Days of Future Past movie at all. I really don't like it because I just don't like the way the Sentinels look. They just look too futuristic. I just didn't like the way they looked. I wish they had that like classic design from like the comics and also like the cartoon, but they didn't, so I just never really liked it. They kind of gave us that in the flashback when they were like in the 60s era, or not, I don't even know what era they were in, but that one point in the movie where they were just hovering and stuff like that, and they had the purple, so they kind of represented like the way the original Sentinels looked, but it just didn't look right. The closest thing to the original Sentinels in an X-Men movie was probably the Danger Room sequence where like, Logan took off the head of a Sentinel and I think it was X3. So that's probably like the best kind of live action interpretation of a Sentinel, which I did like the way that looked.
We're doing this, it would change everything, because then they would develop a way to overcome that. Now, how you overcome the power of hope or like magic or something like that, Orchis couldn't necessarily do. Overcoming technology is incredibly easy to do. But what they're also doing is they have Feral here. Now, Feral is a member of the mutant community, but what they're doing is they're actually weaponizing Feral. They're weaponizing this girl. And the reason why is because, as most of you guys who have read like Days of Future Past or Age of Apocalypse or anything like that have probably figured out by now, they're revamping the Hound program. They're introducing the Hound program. For those of you guys who don't know what that is, and funny enough, Adrian Toomes, Vulture, is actually working alongside Orcus, which is kind of nuts. The Hound program was introduced as part of Days of Future Past and as part of Age of Apocalypse, but it gained its highest level of popularity in Age of Apocalypse. It's basically mutants that are being forced to track down other mutants. Either it's mutants that have enhanced sense of smell or whatever the case is, or like telepaths, right?
We kind of had that in Wolverine. Or the Logan movie. We kind of had that in the Logan movie with I always forget his name. Guys, let me know who's the one tracker that was in Logan. I want to say it was damn, it's gonna annoy the hell out of me. What was his name? It's been a minute since I've watched Logan, so I can't remember that character's name on the top of my head. But he was also in Apocalypse. He was and of course, you know, he had it was Psylocke. Like Psylocke worked for him. I can't remember his name, but yeah, like that's kind of like they turned mutants against other mutants essentially, which is messed up.
Rachel Summers was a good example of that. She was a wildly powerful telepath who could track down other mutants, specifically other telepaths that could shield their existence from like the forces of Apocalypse or the forces of the Sentinels or anything along those lines. This is a way for Orcus to hunt down mutants who are clearly staying hidden on Earth. It's a really, really cool concept. I love that they're doing this. And so what they do is they say, okay, the Hound program in the here and now is not necessarily ready. We're gonna have to go with another group that's capable of hunting and tracking down mutants. Now, before we find out what's going on with that, we actually transition to the woman who's always crying about her baby, right? Sad Susie. And what ends up going on here is that Nightcrawler.
Wait a second. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't we just on a couple chill streams ago? Didn't we hear about someone that was like always crying about her baby? And wasn't she like connected to like Kilgrave? She's wearing purple, so wasn't it like she connected to like Kilgrave or something?
Which is where he largely
Maybe
just
I'm wrong.
resides. Ends up witnessing a woman who's being held or really kind of being mugged by a guy, right? Or at least he's attempting to. Of course, Nightcrawler shows up in time. He basically deals with this guy. That's effectively it, right? Takes this guy out, knocks him out, and then that's really all there is to it. The woman is actually wearing a device around her neck that's been sold by Orcus, right? It's being sold to the general public by Orcus that detects mutants, that tells really anybody wearing it if there is a mutant in proximity, right? It's one of these things where, again, it feeds very much into like Operation, or at least Project Wide Awake, right? If you see something, say something, turning the general public into...
Oh, you don't know Kilgrave? Yo, Jimmy, you don't know Kilgrave? Yeah, have you ever watched Jessica Jones? The Netflix series Jessica Jones? Matt Smith, not Matt Smith, David Tennant played Kilgrave in the first season. He was a really cool villain. You know, he was someone that was able to like get in your head and like kind of like make you do things at his will. So I forget, I think he just had to look at you to do it, or he had to talk to you to do it. I can't quite remember, but like he was a pretty big threat, especially to like Jessica. I have to rewatch season 1. I think I was in the middle of rewatching it, but I stopped it, or I vaguely remember season 1. So I definitely have to like go back and watch it, because I think I stopped it. I don't think I finished it. Because I remember originally I did finish it, but it's been but a while ago. I think it was like last year I started watching it again, but then I stopped watching it because of the hype of us hearing about Jessica Jones returning, of course, for Echo and stuff like that, or even just in Daredevil Born Again. I just wanted to start rewatching all the Netflix shows. I never watched Jessica Jones. It's pretty good, Jimmy G. It's definitely worth a watch. It's very... I like the tone of it. I really, really do. And Kristen Ritter, I think, was born to play Jessica Jones. She does an amazing job playing that character, and I am excited. I am so excited to see these kind of characters come back.
To an early
in the MCU, but in the MCU,
for
I think
Orcus
it's gonna be really, really fun.
right? Taking public sentiment, turning it towards mutant population, and then saying they're the bad guys. They are all our enemy, and humanity functioning accordingly. It's a cool thing. Because what ends up going on here is that when this guy basically seems to get knocked out, he sits up and then he turns into Mystique. It turns out Mystique is the woman because she keeps saying, "Where's my baby?" Now, the reason why this is so mind-blowing is because when Fall of X kicked off, Mystique was killed. She's supposed to be dead. So we have no idea what's going on with her. How is Mystique alive? She doesn't really even seem to know who she is. Now, what's really cool about this is that as we get to the end of this, we pick up with a group of mercenaries who are being tasked with tracking Nightcrawler. Come to find out, this is Wildpack. Now, let me tell you something. Wildpack is easy to dismiss. The forces of Silver Sable, whatever, they're easy to throw away.
Oh, shit.
No, man. Like, Wildpack, with the resources of Orcus at their disposal, these guys are bounty hunters. And I will say this, as much as Silver Sable sucks because she's not really interesting, she never has been, she probably never will be, Wildpack is very cool. And whenever they set their sights on tracking somebody, Wolverine, Professor Xavier, Magneto, it doesn't matter.
See, I can't say I agree with that because like I never really like read the Silver Sable comic book, but like I like Silver Sable and Insomniac Spider-Man. I feel like they kind of made her very interesting there. So I don't know. That sucks though that apparently her comic run isn't really good.
They always get their target every time without fail. So I'm excited to see where this goes. But
all right, guys, we're gonna bring
this to an end. If you need to get caught up on Fall of X, make sure you click this link to the playlist, and I will catch you all later. Peace.
That was a pretty interesting comic. I'm assuming he just read the whole comic like that. It might be a whole line, a whole story, but like he just read that specific, issue. From what I can tell, it seems like a pretty good issue. I'd like to start watching a lot more of these, definitely on here. I feel like, especially because I collect so many comic books. I've shown you guys before on streams before. I love comics. So definitely I would like to start, watching more of these. I think it'd be really, really fun. Especially, I think he has some videos on Spider-Man and Kraven, like some of the classic Spider-Man and Kraven, storylines. So maybe to the lead up to the game on some of these stream days, we'll keep up with some Spider-Man stuff because of course I'm going to be covering main Spider-Man stuff over on my gaming channel. But I figure we could definitely check out some Spider-Man content here in terms of like Spider-Man and Kraven or Spider-Man and Lizard or stuff revolving the game. We could probably like check it out here of like what they might take from the comics and put in the game. We could definitely dabble in more of the comics explained videos regarding Spider-Man and stuff like that. I think it'd be like really, really fun. But yeah, guys, also like I said, if you haven't done so, please definitely go subscribe to my gaming channel. I'm trying to get to 100 subs over there, and we're only going to keep getting more Marvel Spider-Man 2 stuff. In terms of TV spots, in terms of new trailers or new like gameplay or whatever, just new footage in general. I'm definitely going to be covering it over there, and if we get new like photos and things, I usually just like post them up on the community tab. But in terms of like gameplay and like videos, I'll actually do like reactions to them live, or I'll just do reactions to them. So like stay tuned for that. Stay tuned, of course, for me streaming Marvel Spider-Man 2 over on the gaming channel on October 20th. And also, yet again, here, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, put in notifications, like this video, like the stream. I would love to have you guys here, a part of the fam, part of the channel. We're all about spreading love, positivity, and motivation. I just want to say sorry, guys, for everybody that's still here, or for the people that were in here that witnessed, Media Maze. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. I don't know what his problem was. That's the first time I've encountered, Media Maze being very rude and very hostile and trying. I don't even know what he was really trying to do. Definitely it makes me very, very sad, but it is what it is. I'm glad that hopefully going forward we won't have to deal with that. But I don't know why people I do these to have a fun time with you guys. You know what I mean? I'm all about spreading love, positivity on this channel, and it makes me very sad and upset that we had someone in here just trying to start shit. I don't know why, but I just want to say sorry again for that. But I'm glad that we did this. I'm glad hopefully going forward on Fridays we'll try to keep up with the chill streams, because this was a really fun chill stream. And I'm glad we could bounce back from that ridiculous moment a part of the stream. But I'm glad we could bounce back, and I'm glad we kind of finished this pretty damn good. I know this upcoming Tuesday I will be doing my unboxing for the Loki season 1 steelbook. So definitely, stay tuned for that. It's gonna be super fun. I'll probably drop that video. Depending on when I get the DVD, when I pick it up, it'll probably be early afternoon, maybe like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, depending on when W stream. As always, thank you, Supervise. I appreciate you, bro. Always stopping in here. I love the support. Thanks, man. Also, bro, real quick, when's your next Spider-Man stream? I'm really curious to know, because I've been liking the streams, man. What you've been doing over there, it's super fun. I know you did the DLCs, or at least one. I think I saw you did was it the silver? No, it was the Heist DLC, right, with Black Hat. And then I think you still have the Silver Lining and the Turf Wars, right? Or did you do those already? Because I know I was in there for like the Black Hat ones and stuff like that. So definitely let me know when's your next stream? Are you going to be doing Miles Morales before the game drops? Or are you going to be doing? I know you said you wanted to save it for Christmas, around Christmas time. So let me know about all that. But thank you, man. I really appreciate you being in here. Jamigi, I appreciate you being in here. Dainty Inferno, thank you for being in here. If you're still in here, yeah, just thanks for everybody being in here. Next Spider-Man stream is probably I don't know, Sunday, Monday. Okay, cool. I'll keep an eye out for it. Of course, I got the notifications on, so if you do it, I should on one of those days I'll stop by, and if I can't make it to the live action stream, I'll probably watch the replay. That's what I do when I can't make them. I watch your replays, bro. 2 DLCs left. Yes, sir. Okay, bet. I'll try to make them for the lives. I'll try to. But yeah, guys, thank you for everybody joining the stream. Yeah, exactly. Christmas time for Miles. I think because it works out nice. Yeah, it works out nicely. Yeah, like that. I think it does too. Playing Miles Morales the first time I played it, it was around Christmas time. Super fun. It was a vibe, that's for sure. So yeah. But yeah, thank you for everybody joining, of course, the stream, and thank you for everybody that are new here, that were here and are going to be subbing to the channel. It means the world to me. But as always, guys, again, that was the stream. Hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.